friends! Welcome back to Tuesday. Here we are again playing our first official session of Die, the role-playing game. If you joined us last week, we spent a lot of time making really beautifully complex and sad people. And now we get to see what happens to them when thrust into Goth Jumanji. It's gonna be a good time. My name is Nick. I am the master for this game, as is quoted by the system. My persona's name is Bennett. And if we'll introduce the rest of the table, starting with Echo.
Yo, I'm Echo. I'll be playing Ronnie.
yes, and just player names and persona names. We'll cover the rest later.
Okay. I'm Brooke, and I'm playing Aurora.
I'm Danny, and I'm playing Gibbs, or Gibbous.
I'm Mads, and I'm playing Malcolm.
Or Mal for short.
Yeah, or Mal for short.
Awesome. These wonderful people all knew each other as teenagers, indulging in some role-playing games in their small rural farming town. When a chance encounter, a short tryst in private, turned deadly, and changed the landscape of this social group forever. And we will meet them now 10 years later when they're invited to return to their hometown for a memorial service in honor of their fallen friend. And in the process, since they'll all be gathered, perhaps one more game, but more on that later. For now, there's a little bit of housekeeping we want to do because, as you guys can see, and as you saw Danny explain earlier in that lovely video before our intro rolled, we have some new donations, some new ways that you can donate and contribute to the show. And so here's how these are going to work. These are using some more of the game terminology, so we'll explain these really briefly. For $10, you can donate $10 to give any one of the five of us an advantage. Now, unlike traditional D&D, where an advantage would mean you roll again, this system is built upon rolling pools of D6s, those six-sided die. So an advantage means you get to add an extra D6 to the dice pool that you're rolling. We are creating a little bit of a home rule here that we're going to let these advantages pool for as long as you guys would like to donate for them. But players, and myself included, can only use up to 3 at a time to enhance our rolls. Similarly, you can donate $15 to impose a disadvantage. We'll say that those will happen immediately upon their next dice roll. And so we can pool those as well. You can probably just reserve them for me. Be mean to me, be nice to them. It's usually how this works, right? But that will be removing D6s from their dice pool. Pretty plain and simple. For $25, you can do an NPC drop. So we did a little bit of world building last week, and as we are traveling and traversing through this world, if there are people that you think would pop up in these moments, or if you want to add some flavor and context to this world, then obviously we would love your input. A reminder that this is the tone of this world and of this game is a little bit more on the serious side, especially with the people that we've made. So keep that in mind as you're dropping NPCs. I have no doubt that you will make them interesting and cool. And don't forget that comedy is punishable by death in this world. I'm watching you. Anyway, for $50, I will roll for an encounter. So I've got some tables here behind my little screen. So if you donate to roll for an encounter, we will find a natural place in the narrative to roll. I will roll. I guess I should take this out of my cage because I would roll 80-20. Oh my gosh, subscribers, thank you. This is so great.
Whoa.
Thank you all
Gorgeous.
so much. Wondering if that was a wave of gifted.
It might have been.
Well, thanks for gifting those subs.
How kind.
Thank you, Oddities, for the sub, and Garamon, and thank you.
Yes.
My gosh.
So to roll for those encounters, I have this D20 that's been around my neck. I'm going to take it out because I realized I didn't bring any other ones with me. So I will use this one, and we'll roll for an encounter, and then we'll see what sort of sensation befalls our heroes. Good, bad, who's to say? Every $100 that we generate through donations, the players will get access to something called a Master's Token. Now again, Master is the character that I play in this game. So a Master's Token is a brief little glimmer of GM power. So it's a thing that they can choose when they want to use it. It will pool just like their other resources. And it will allow them to take over narrative control briefly, to escape a really dangerous situation, to make a miracle happen, etc. As is quoted in the Master's powers on my character sheet that they still have not seen, the Master's powers are vast and seemingly insurmountable, but there are powers beyond the Master also at play, and they don't like noticing when Masters are overstepping their boundaries. So, the Master's powers can be used across the board, but we'll see what kind of situations that spells for our friends. But that's how our new donations are going to work. Really plain and simple. As we get more into the mechanics of it, we're going to, roll with it, and you'll understand how it goes. And I think that's about it. So without further ado, I think it's time to jump in. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Go.
Okay.
I'm
Awesome.
terrified.
All right. Well, we begin our story with a quick trip to the past. The sun is beginning to set over the horizon in a quaint rural town in the Midwest called Pflugerville, where the produce outnumbers the people. This humble hamlet is nestled amongst vast waves of corn and soybeans, all carefully harvested and processed by one of the state's leading agriculture and produce management companies, Pflugerville Farms, with farms also being spelled with the town's signature silent P. Its CEO, a well-known and respected man by the name of Ronald Fulbright. The rest of this town pales in comparison to this monolith of industry. Just enough schools, not enough gas stations, and an inconvenient distance from the nearest interstate. And as we move our way over this quaint little town, we move now into a humble Pflugerville home belonging to the Hartford family, where the excitable Cody Hartford and 5 of his close friends are enjoying their favorite after-school afternoon activity of rolling dice and indulging in the darkest of grim dark games, a D&D campaign they lovingly refer to as the Forgotten Lands. Yes, also with the silent P. Snacks are spread haphazardly across the table and across the living room they are playing in as the group's GM, Bennett Fulbright, leads them through the final moments of a harrowing combat encounter. This frost giant staggers back, its massive feet breaking the earth beneath it. Ronnie, your druid sends sharp, entangling briars around the giant's feet, holding it in place. Aurora, your sorcerer, weaving fire and lightning together into a scintillating burst of magical force. Cody, your bard, pounding a rousing beat into the cave floor, inspiring your allies.
Pounding.
Malcolm, your fighter, deftly slicing the giant's heel tendons into ribbons and staggering it. And Gibbs, your paladin, a final strike of retribution with his greatsword, down the center of his chest, disintegrating this massive creature. By some stroke of luck, you all have managed to escape peril once again. And while these lands may be forgotten, your efforts in protecting what civilization still remains will always be remembered. While Bennett cleans up his map pieces and notes collecting dice, Ronnie and Aurora go and refill on snacks and rehash the day's epic battle, while Gibbs gets some controllers ready for a Mario Kart Grand Prix. And Cody, noticing that his friend Mal had not been his normal cheery self, albeit a couple of jokes here and there, for the past couple days, pulled him towards his room where they could talk more privately. Hey, Mal, can I talk to you for a second? I want to show you something.
Okay. Yeah, let me wash my hands first.
Yeah. Just, you know where my room is.
Yeah.
I'll be in there.
Hang on.
Close the door. This will be quick.
Yeah.
Dude, what's up? You're not Mal. I mean, what's going on?
No, I just haven't gotten a lot of sleep the past week. It is what it is. I'm cool.
Okay, but
I'm just super tired.
It is what it is. What is it? Why aren't you sleeping? I mean, sorry, I know this is kind of personal, but you're my friend, man.
No, it's fine. I just I've been sleeping really lightly the past couple days.
Yeah.
Every time I hear a noise in the night, I think it's Lucy coming back in.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so sorry. I know she really, meant a lot to you.
Yeah.
Did she say anything? Did she say anything to you?
No, she won't text me. I know what's going on.
That's so not like her.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish there was something I could do to help.
There isn't.
Before Mal could react, Cody's lips met his. And for one fleeting moment, the rest of the world ceased to exist. But rather than orbiting in this cosmic bliss, Mal was sent hurtling back into reality when they heard Cody start to wheeze and choke. Shit, someone brought Reese's cups and Mal had idly grabbed a couple during the game. Peanuts. Cody couldn't have those, or else... What followed next was all a blur. Screams, sirens, deafening silence. No one can remember who made that first phone call, or whether it was to 911 or Cody's parents. No one remembered where Cody had left his EpiPen. He didn't tell anybody. No one could be consoled or calmed down once authorities and medical attention did finally arrive. No one was able to put all the pieces together for Cody's parents. But they all did attend the funeral, of course. The first time they had all been together in weeks. And the last time they would be together for a very, very long time. While they would have liked to forget the horrors of that day, they will always remember Cody Hartford. And now, after 10 long years have passed, before the Hartford family moves out of state and onto different pastures, that memory is finally being cemented by the city, and a brand new park is being opened in Cody's name. The Cody Hartford Memorial Park and Recreation Center will open on the 10th anniversary of his passing, and Cody's family has invited all of his oldest and closest friends to be witnesses to this honor. You all, at some point, whether at home, at work, wherever it would be easiest to find you and to receive mail correspondence, receive a letter, a very simple white envelope, a very simple card, off-white with a blue perimeter. And it reads, "In honor of our beloved son, the city of Pflugerville is opening a brand new park and recreation center near the elementary school. Its name shall be the Cody Hartford Memorial Park and Recreation Center. This facility will be the foundation of fun for future generations and will provide a safe and supportive environment. There will be a ribbon cutting ceremony on the morning of Friday, May 19th, 2023, and a multitude of events to follow throughout the weekend. We would be honored to have you in attendance." So, this finds all of you, and for reasons that we discussed in our previous session, you all find your reasons to go and attend this memorial. What you're not expecting is a few days later, you receive another letter, a little smaller, on beautiful, crisp white stationery with a gold embossed BF on the card, and a little golden embossment of a soybean plant, a tall stalk of a thing with 3 hanging vegetables on it, embossed as a symbol that you're familiar with. Bennett's family were the benefactors of Pflugerville Farms, and he was sort of heir to this industry. And you receive a letter from Bennett, and it says, "One last quest into the Forgotten Lands, so that we may always remember our most cherished adventurer. All preparations have already been made. Just bring yourself and any memories you want to share the evening after the memorial service, the evening after the ribbon cutting, and an address you assume to be Bennett's." I want to go one by one and see sort of how this letter finds you. I'm going to start with Gibbs. Where do you think Gibbs would have received this letter from Bennett, and how does it find him? How does Gibbs feel when he gets this letter from Bennett?
Gibbs has given up almost every ounce of his youthfulness, but he still has a bit of a compulsory addiction to Mario Kart. So his apartment is very it's like leather chair. It's a little over the top, douchey man cave look. But when no one's around, he's looking around and he pulls out a little tube TV, plugs in his Super Nintendo, and he just plays Mario Kart against the AI. Because he doesn't invite anyone over anymore. So knock on the door. When he opens it, gone. Card's just there. So he picks it up and he opens it and just kind of freezes and immediately looks to the glass case. He goes to his office, looks in the glass case where Cody's mini is, and he picks it up, pockets it, and he finishes the game. He unpauses, but it decides he's gonna go.
Great. Okay. Aurora. Where does this letter find Aurora, and how does she feel when she sort of reads through this invitation?
Can you refresh me
Yes.
how many years it's been?
10.
10.
And I would imagine there is a pretty limited amount of communication, if any, between this group of people since the incident. So.
Okay. Well, I have a child, so I'm guesstimating her age.
Mm-hmm.
And what day of the week is it?
It's a Friday.
It's Friday.
Well, I should say the letters were probably sent, I would say maybe like a month before the event, sometime in April, like mid-April-ish. Cody's parents sent that first letter, and then Bennett's came a few days later. So you're getting this letter about 3 weeks before you would have to go to the ribbon cutting.
Okay. So Charlotte,
Mm-hmm.
is about 9 at this point.
Okay, that's right. You got married and had her pretty early out of school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she is probably, I would have been just picking her up from school and then like grabbing the mail on the way in.
Yeah.
And just, bills. Oh shit, this looks important. Okay. And then, yeah, I would have read it, probably cycled through a handful of emotions and like tried to mask them because Charlie's probably not far from me.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe she even like, I don't know if Rob would be home yet, but I think she just kind of takes a second, like, mommy's just going to go to her room. She'll be right back. And maybe she even just steps into the bathroom to just like,
Yeah.
emotionally recover from that. And then she'll put her smile on, put the letter back away, and like make a mental note. And obviously she has a physical copy, but of when the day is and to be ready to go.
When you step out of the bathroom, you see, what color is Charlotte's hair?
I think she's a little ginger.
A little redhead.
Mm-hmm.
You see the barest fleeting little movement of like red pigtails peek around the corner back into the hallway. And she had just sort of followed you and stopped.
Charlie, mommy can see you.
Oh, I just, what was it? It was really pretty. It was gold on it. It must have been important.
Mom got a little invite to an adult party she's going to have to go to in a little bit, so.
Oh, what kind of adult party?
I'm gonna go meet up with some of my old friends.
Oh, you had friends?
I had a lot of friends, sweetie. Thanks so much for that.
I don't know. You don't talk about them.
Yeah,
Okay. How long are you going to be gone?
couple hours. I'll probably be back in time to tuck you in.
Okay. She kind of scurries away and goes back to...
Mac and cheese for dinner?
Yay! And she goes back to playing. Yeah. Great. And then, yes, thank you for acknowledging the character drop in the chat. I have made a note of it, and it will be incorporated when necessary. Thank you to Arsenal. Yes, thank you, Arsenal. Appreciate it. All right. Ronnie, when you receive this letter from Bennett, how does it find Ronnie, and how does he feel sort of reading through it?
So in this instance, Ronnie is coming back from a convention circuit, and he's stopping by the post office to pick up his mail, and it's just in a giant bundle. And he's heading on home, and he lives out of state now. He's over on the East Coast.
Sure.
And then he just walks in his door, the mail just plops down, and he goes about his day. And it's about maybe like 2 days later that he sits and he starts opening it up, just like going through it.
How many more days of mail does it plop on top of?
He's not one to really look through his mail.
Okay.
He's just looking for the bills that he has to pay. He doesn't really care what else is in there.
Sure.
And this one in particular just catches his eye, just because it's unusual.
Yeah.
He opens it up. He's just like, fucking Bennett. What the hell does he want? And Ronnie goes ahead and opens it up. And as he's reading through it, he's just like, it's just out of the blue. He doesn't even know the memorial's happening or anything about
Yeah,
the
maybe
park
missed
at
that
this
piece of that.
point.
Yeah, maybe missed that envelope because it was so ordinary that you just kind of moved past
Exactly.
it.
And as he's reading through it, he's just like, shit, that's in like 3 days.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there and he's hemming and hawing. He's like, do I even want to fucking face them?
Mm-hmm.
And then he just places it down. And it's the next day. He's like, I'm going to deal with it later. That is his entire attitude. I'm going to deal with it later.
You swear for a second as you put the letter back down. You could swear for a second you hear like the creaking of like a floorboard or a scuff on tile, whatever sort of flooring Ronnie would have in their home. But as if like another person was moving through the space. It catches your ear for just a moment. It's just a little auditory sort of blip. And it's kind of an illusion sort of when you used to share this space with somebody.
Absolutely. I would just turn around incredibly quick.
Yeah.
And then just call and be like, David? That was my ex-husband, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Your voice echoes through the remainder of your home, but no other voice greets you besides your own.
Nobody else is there. And then I'm just like, I should go see them. And I go ahead and I book my flight.
Okay.
It's in 2 days.
Yeah. Got him quick. Not many seats left, but you managed to procure your travel as necessary. And Mal, you get these letters in tandem, both from the Hartfords and from Bennett. Where do they find Mal? Sort of what has he been up to lately? And how is he feeling about all this stuff coming in?
I think he's probably at work. He gets it.
At the school?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's there. I think like the TA brings it to him. And he's like yelling at a kid, not mean, but just like, dude, little man, you're out. It did not miss you. It bounced off you.
What? No, it wasn't.
But it couldn't have bounced off you if it didn't hit. Just go back. Go back in the line. When someone catches the ball, you can come back in.
Man.
And you're doing really good. You're doing really good, buddy. Up top.
Thanks.
Up top.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Get back in line.
Weeps a little bit, but like just sort of
Yeah.
goes back. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and then once I get the letters, I let my TA run the class for a little bit and go back into my office. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, that is not super great. But like I'm definitely gonna go.
Yeah.
So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. Is there any like any particular memory sort of that comes to mind when you read Bennett's letter about like saying goodbye to our friend one last time back into the game? Like, is there any? How does that hit Mal?
Well, I mean, like we fucked up that frost giant, and that was so cool.
Really bad.
And that's like the last. That's how I like try and remember Cody,
Mm.
because it was like that night was like our last like really joyful time we had with him. Because then he was worried about me, and then like that sucks. Like that's not how you want. Like it's nice that he was like caring and checking in on me, but like no, you want to think of him as like happy. So I think Mal looks back fondly on the game. So he's like.
Good.
He's like, no fucking way. Like they want to do it. All right, let's do it then.
Cool. Awesome. These invitations find you in their own way. And so more time passes. The time to reconvene in Pflugerville comes upon us. And the morning of Friday, May 19th, 2023, which I checked, I made up that date, and then turns out it was actually a Friday. Nailed it. Everybody gathers. Some people you remember, some people you don't. It's the first time you've seen Cody's parents or some of Cody's other family members in a long time. And it feels a bit somber at first for those who knew him very well, but the mood sort of turns tide a bit as they cut the ribbon, and plenty of families and people who did not know this person directly, but knew that a new public space was opening up in their town and were excited about it, came to attend the ribbon cutting. And once the ribbon was cut, the space was open to all. And now what was a quiet and more somber morning becomes a laughter and joy-filled afternoon as seemingly every kid in this town, this little tiny town, found their way out of the waves of corn and and into this new park. And, there's plans of opening up a pool next summer, and they're already so excited about their development. And so there's a brief moment of respite. But you all know that in just a few hours that evening, I'd say around, let's see if it's May, say around like 6:30 p.m. This is all, you guys maybe wrap up earlier in the afternoon and are set to meet with Bennett, or at Bennett's address that he provided, at around 6:30. Bennett's address leads to a beautiful modern farmhouse, about 45 minutes outside of Pflugerville. There's maybe a more metropolitan town just a little bit up the way. Most of that time is spent just getting to the interstate, and then it's smooth sailing from there. And so you see in the front this beautiful modern farmhouse, white walls, multiple stories, really simple but beautiful architecture, big windows in the front, immaculate landscaping. Who do you think would be the first to arrive out of the four of you?
Me.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So, the invitation would have also said meet here at around 6:30. You would have been given a time. So do you think you make it right on time? Or are you a little early?
I'd be there at like 6, and then I'd sit in my car for 10 minutes.
Yeah, nice.
Go
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The invitation also said like everything's already been prepared, but do you think Mal would have still brought anything with him? In terms of like,
I don't think he has like a whole lot of the shit anymore. He'd like to have to dig around.
Or even like snacks or drinks, like anything like that. Do you think he would have?
I got my jar.
Okay.
Definitely.
Nice. Of alternate nut butter, as has been noted in the chat.
Sunflower butter.
Sunflower butter.
I don't
Not
eat
much will be
peanut butter
sunnier for much
anymore.
longer, so we'll enjoy it while we can. Great. So at about 6:10, 6:15, you sort of walk up and knock on the door?
Yeah.
Awesome. After a few moments, the door opens up and you see an older version of Bennett. Bennett is sort of this on the taller side, like golden wheat blonde hair, green eyes, just a real handsome fucker. It's like kind of annoying. And clearly, shows no, as you enter into the space and he welcomes you in, there's really no sign of other people living there besides him. So this pretty big house is seemingly just for him. And he opened the door, and again, you see beautiful furniture, really simple architecture on the inside. These big, like some of them are sliding glass back doors, and some of them are just floor to ceiling windows at the back of the house. You can see this full, gorgeous backyard with plants propagating and all this stuff. Mal, my God, it's been so get in here.
Man, yeah, I have.
He gives you a hug.
Him, yeah.
Man, how have you been?
I'm all right. You look fucking great, dude.
You too.
Oh,
You look
stop,
awesome.
stop.
What do you? What does Mal look like? Like, do you have a sort of an idea of what Mal looks like in your head?
When he was a teenager, I think he kind of kept his hair like long to here, but now it's like he keeps it short because he's a grown man.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he's probably like he's in pretty good shape because he has to keep up with the kids.
Yeah.
He's tan. He's outside a lot
Yeah.
with the kiddos. He's probably wearing like a tank top,
Yeah.
shorts. and
Nice.
it's like, yeah.
Yeah. Bennett kind of like gives a quick like back of the hand to your abdomen. Is like, you're looking
Ooh,
fit, dude.
All right, yeah.
You're looking fit.
I have to fucking chase kids around all day.
Yeah, that'll do it, right?
Like, all
That'll do
day,
it.
man.
Yeah, come on in,
Yeah.
come on in. And he sort of leads you through. And yeah, again, you see, sort of enter this big, like, connected living room, dining room, this big, gorgeous wooden, like commissioned this giant wooden table to be made. There's like buckets of beers. You see a wine rack. You see like a little mini, like a bar cart stocked to the fucking gills. Anything that you could want. Some snacks laid out. Take your pick, whatever you want.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
This is so nice.
Thanks. You know, I'm just riding the wave, I guess. It's been crazy. I kind of started taking over my dad's title. I'm kind of the Pflugerville Farms guy now.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, it's crazy, but
Yeah.
you know, I think he was just kind of ready to pass the torch, I guess. And
Gotcha.
you know, I made my way through business school, and it worked out pretty well. And I wasn't sure how I felt about moving back home, but I was able to find this place and just kind of had a lot of help, trust me, fitting this place out. But
how long have you been back in town?
Oh God. I don't know. I mean, things went remote for a while. It was kind of weird. So
Right.
I was, I was sort of up in a more like busy like city area. I don't know. I just felt kind of like, you spend your life in a place like this. You grow up in this big open space, then you go to a big city. I'm like, shit, can I get some room, please? Like, so I don't know. I think when my dad and I first started talking about handing over the business, it just kind of felt natural to come back at least a little bit closer and try it out. So I know I'm still kind of close to the big city, but
a little bit of a trek.
A little bit of a trek, but I'm close enough that if I have to go into into the fields or into our offices or whatever, I can. But far enough away that I can still kind of have my space a little bit.
Cool.
But yeah, I'd say, I don't know, a year and a half, almost a couple years. Most of it's been building this place out. It is finally ready.
Oh, nice. Finally ready. Yeah, we'll have to link up more.
It would be great. What are you doing these days?
Oh, I'm still in Pflugerville, man. Yeah. I'm the elementary school PE teacher now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah, it's fun.
Getting the kiddos into T-ball at an early age, I bet.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some little baseball stars for sure.
I bet they're gonna need some help probably at that new at the new park. I bet they would love to have somebody like you kind of working on their recreation. If you're interested, I mean. I don't know.
Yeah. No, we could totally do like a little league or something. I didn't even think about that.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. That'd be awesome.
That's a really good idea.
Mm-hmm. Well, give it some thought,
Yeah.
Anyway, we're still waiting for everybody else. There's like a little bit of, kind of like 90s and 2000s like country music kind of playing in the background, very softly, but kind of fills up some of the space. So yeah, but like grab a drink, grab some snacks, and I'm sure the others are going to show up. As far as the game, I'll explain later. We'll do it for everybody. It's not the old one that we used to play. It's close.
Oh,
it's a little different.
Like updated or?
Yeah, like a newer system. Things are a little more like compact. It's not so like there's a million things to keep track of. It's like a little simpler.
Because there was so much shit to keep track of.
Dude, I know, seriously. But I figured like if we're gonna get back together for just one more, like, we'll make it a little simple, but we'll catch the vibe,
Cool.
Yeah. Who do you think would show up next? Yeah. All right. Great. Do you just sort of like how does Gibbs approach, and how does he feel as he approaches Bennett's house?
Of course. Of course everything works out for Bennett is what's in his head. Of course, everything's fine. So he's just like there's a doorbell, but he's a knuckle rapper, so it's just
you just hear a muffled shout from the other side. It's open, come in.
So he comes in and he's got a little manila envelope tucked under one arm. Yeah. And he's got the mini, but it's in his jacket. But he didn't bring anything else. No gifts, no nothing. Like he doesn't really want to be here. It's one of those like, so he's uncomfortable. He's intimidated. Yeah. He doesn't really socialize anymore.
Sure.
Like, he codes from home. He does IT from home. Like there's a reason he's built the life the way he has. Yeah. So just like knowing that it's going to be a long night of people.
And you are immediately met by like the anathema to that energy of Bennett bounding in going, holy shit, it's Gibbs! No, it's Gibbs!
No fucking way!
Prepared as always. What, you got your character sheet, you got your story art? That's awesome.
My God.
It's just some work. Just in case there's some downtime.
Sure, man, yeah.
So I gotta take care of.
I think Bennett goes to like give you a like and starts to initiate a hug and then kind of turns it into like a handshake.
Yeah, he goes for like the arm.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's a little awkward. There's a little lack in communication.
Sure.
Awesome, man. It's good to see you. You've been doing all these days.
Yeah, I've been okay. Yeah, I carved out a little place for myself, and it's quiet, but it's what I like. This is amazing, man.
Right.
Thanks. It's new. I'm getting used to it. It's a lot of space for just me, but
sure. And thank you for the invite. I know I haven't reached out at all.
No, I mean, same goes for me. I don't know about you, Mal, but like I haven't.
It got crazy,
Yeah, I mean, adult life comes at you fast. It was kind of crazy for all of us, but
it's good to see you, man.
See you too, Mal.
come on inside. Snacks, drinks, it's all out there. Take your pick, whatever you're feeling. My house is your house, my stuff is your stuff. Go for it. And then we'll get into the game stuff when everyone's here. But enjoy it, man. It's really good to see you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. He immediately finds like the stiffest drink.
Yeah. I was hoping. Nice.
Oh, just like you.
Mm.
And 2 shots of vodka.
And
Glug, 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 glug.
Who would show up next, do we think, out of the two of you?
Probably I would.
Okay, great. How is Aurora feeling as she approaches Cody's house?
Well, firstly, I think she's prepared. Like she went to Target, she bought a new dress. She went to the salon, she got her highlights updated and her cut and everything. Like she's trying. And I think, she even she took the invitation and everything off of the little Hello Kitty magnet from the fridge and it's in the purse, just in case. She knows you'll know her, but just in case. And she has baked, she's been baking since 6 or 7 in the morning and has made far too many cookies for such a small crowd.
Amazing.
Ungodly.
Those cheerleading bake sales never
individually
truly leave you.
painted, detail. Stop it. Who has so much time on their hands?
Charlotte was overjoyed. Was just like,
oh, absolutely.
More cookies?
Are those for me?
Yeah.
Maybe when I get back.
Little sneaky fingerprints.
Yeah.
Nice.
Where does this cookie dough keep going?
Yeah, absolutely. How do you approach the front door?
I think she has a miniature panic attack in her car outside, just everything's fine. This is fine. Everything's great. And then she'll be like, okay, you're Aurora Davis Cooper. You can do this. She'll get her cookies and she'll pull herself together, check her hair one more time in the rear view, and then okay. And she'll go up and stifle any doubts and very politely ring the little doorbell.
You hear similarly a muffled shout of, come on in!
Great! And she opens the door, balancing the ginormous tray of cookies on one hand.
Oh my God. Aurora!
Hi!
You shouldn't. He very gingerly gives you a hug.
Yeah, she'll put them down somewhere.
Yeah, there's
an
an end table or something.
Yeah.
Goes and gives you a hug.
Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you.
It's really, God, I mean,
been too
Julie,
long.
I've missed you. The hug lingers a little longer than you.
Yeah, she kind of almost expects that.
just a little chugging whiskey in the corner.
And she'll make eye contact with the other two as the hug is ending, and oh my God, it's so good to see you guys too. Hi, and she'll give both of you hugs.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Bring it in.
So good to see you guys.
You look fucking great.
Oh, that's thank you.
Well said. Yeah.
Glad you said it. Because you look awesome.
You're very sweet.
Awesome. I mean, we got drinks, we got snacks. Well, guys, we got cookies now.
Yeah, we have cookies.
We
have wine. Is there wine somewhere?
Got a whole rack of wine for you.
Okay,
There's all
beautiful.
over there. You can bring the cookies in here. We'll set them with everything else, and we can all.
I'm gonna go absolutely crazy on those.
Yes, please do. That's exactly what they're here for.
Perfect.
Awesome, guys. Oh man. All right, just one more, and we can get into it. Thank you guys for coming. This is really exciting.
Yeah, of course.
Does Ronnie show up on time? Is Ronnie a little late? How does Ronnie show up?
Ronnie is showing up in a taxi approximately 23 minutes late.
Oh, amazing.
And is just a little disheveled.
Yeah.
He's just this tall, lanky dude, really dark black hair. It's pretty long, I would say probably around here. And he's got his partially dirty messenger bag that's just slung over him. It's got some pins and stuff from the different conventions he's been to. And he's just, sort of not wanting to go up there, dragging the feet, just getting out, closing the door, taking a deep breath, just being like, God fucking damn it. And then walks up there, and it's not a nice knock. It's just a little bang like this.
You hear really softly a muffled, oh, finally. And then running towards the door, opens it up. All right, he's here. Ronnie, come on in.
All right, I owe you $5 because I didn't think he was going to.
Yeah, plenty of time for the rest of you to like get a couple glasses of wine in, or maybe another stiff drink or two. You know, that's like a good amount of time. But yeah, Bennett brings you in and greets you very warmly.
I'll be like, I'm so sorry I'm late. My plane was a little delayed, but you know, what are you gonna do?
No, I know it's all good. I mean, this all happened kind of last minute, and but I didn't even know you were out of town. I mean, I appreciate you coming all this way. That's really nice of you, dude.
Oh yeah, I've moved in over to the East Coast. I'm over in Warwick and Rhode Island now.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Nice little
How long was
quiet
your
area.
fucking flight, dude?
Not that long.
Longish?
It was just like an hour or two. So,
No, that's not that bad.
But you know, just took a hot minute to come in.
It's all good. I mean, you're here now. I mean, that's no worries. I'm glad you're here. We've got plenty of food, plenty of drinks. Fix yourself something nice, you know. I saw when you pulled up, you took a taxi here, so drink as much as you fucking want, you know.
He goes over there and just grabs the bougiest beer that's there because why the fuck not?
Plenty of craft IPAs, absolutely. Just overflowing buckets of them.
You guys remember when we used to sneak Mr. Hartford's beers from the basement?
Oh my god! Oh man, yeah. I don't. Cody was on some shit when that was his plan, of course. He was like, "Yeah, it'll be fine." I was like, "Well, it's your dad. Like, I don't know how the rest of us are gonna do it."
I was shocked we never got in trouble.
He had to have known, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
He probably just
counted,
Did he
man.
care?
He counted.
Yeah, I think he was just like, he was a chill dad.
It must have I mean, I'm sure he knew, but I'm sure Cody also like covered our asses sometimes, like, you know, took the fall for it.
I mean,
one of
at
those
least
better-
it was in a good place.
Yeah, better there than out there.
Sure,
thing.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, one of those dads.
Yeah, if you're gonna drink, I'd rather you do it in my house and all that stuff.
Are you a strict mom, Aurora?
Oh,
You've got a kid now?
yeah, Charlotte, she's my little girl.
She's showing us pictures. She's cute as shit.
Oh, it's so
She
cool.
would be.
Exactly.
No,
of
she
course
do
she would
sports?
be.
She's mommy's little dancer, just like,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, of course.
Dancing is
Yeah.
like a sport.
It is. I think it's even more difficult. You gotta keep a smile on the whole time.
Okay.
Oof. Yeah.
Well,
You don't have to look pretty when you throw a football.
but I do.
Yeah, but like that's just natural born talent.
Oh, stop.
No, I don't think I'm that strict of a mom. I think, you know, I have high standards, but she's a good girl.
You're like a cool mom.
Sure.
I knew
of
it.
course
Be a
she
cool
is.
mom.
Come
it.
on.
I knew it.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. She's not old enough for me to have to be cool yet.
Yeah, she's right in that sweet spot, right? Where she just is like obsessed with you.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, she's my best
Aw.
friend.
That's really cool. It's awesome.
Adorable.
Oh, man, this is wild. Just seeing all you guys here in one place. It's so cool. I can't tell you how much I appreciate all this. I know, you know, this was huge for us back in the day, and you know, it went away. I figured, you know, when I got that letter from Cody's folks, which I'm sure you guys all got too.
Yeah.
It got me thinking, like, that would be really cool if we're spending a day or a weekend, like, you know, in honor of him. Like, what better way to kind of celebrate him, you know?
Totally.
Like, just sort of relive those memories and give him a good send off. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of to that point.
Yeah.
I thought I hung on to it. I don't know if you guys knew I took it.
Yeah.
But, I brought him.
fucking way,
shit.
dude.
Yeah. I've been
Dude.
keeping it safe for a while now. It's been up in my office, and
Oh my God.
there's no better reason to crack it out of the glass, you know?
That is so sick, Gibbs. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Great.
He should be here, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, to that
He
point,
should.
he should. Yeah. And you know, to that point, let's come on, let's all sit down.
Right.
And
Yeah, we're
actually,
here to play.
as you're gathering around the table, you actually can see that there are spots at the table where there are like almost like a wedding, like there are little name cards, and so you see a spot for.
Bennett.
Well, God, you
These
know,
are just fabulous. I love them.
keep it if you want to. I got so much time on my hands, you know. And I'm here by myself. I want to make it nice. So you know, sit down. You guys got your spot. You'll see there's a little die in front of you, like a little dice. Leave it there for now. It's I picked out some stuff for each of you. I was telling Mal this earlier, but I figured, we used to get so into this shit, and I know that we all have lives and jobs and all that stuff. So, I didn't want to go too crazy, but so instead of sort of jumping back into the old stuff we used to do, I figured I was looking into this new system, I guess, just sort of figuring out what's kind of on the cutting edge, I guess. And I found this system that it's a lot like D&D. It's really similar, but it's pretty, I don't know, it's like a pared down version of it. Everything's kind of like combined. It's simple, and I feel like would be an easy way to just sort of like jump in and get going. So, I thought about those characters that we used to play, and I've found that some of these characters in the system kind of fit some of that stuff. Well, mostly. So there's some character sheets at your spots. So I'll kind of go through them a little bit. Aurora, yours, don't get fooled by the name. I know the name's like kind of crazy. Yours is called the Dictator.
Okay.
No pressure.
I know. Just a name. It's just a name. It's just, I remember you were always super into like the charismatic, like the talker, the like big, like magical sort of vibes.
For sure.
So that's like what the Dictator is. It's a little more like a bard. It's similar enough, But I think you get the hang of it. So take a look at your sheet, kind of get the vibe. If you have any questions, let me know.
Okay. Yeah.
And you guys notice as Bennett is sort of moving through this stuff that there is an empty seat at the table where he placed Cody's mini. So there is a spot for him at the table, sort of a physical representation. Let's see. Mal. I remember you used to really fuck shit up as that fighter.
Oh yeah.
Dude, oh god, you did some cool shit. That action, man. So there's this like knight class. It's just like a sick ass like giant sword, fuck shit up.
Absolutely.
I was like, nah, it's perfect for you.
Yeah.
So give it. It's a little more. I don't know. It's a little more interesting. It's got like some emotional shit in there. But yeah, give it a look. Just kind of see how you feel about it.
Cool.
Let's see. Oh, Ronnie. I remember you used to do the coolest shit as that druid. You like had these amazing, you always had like the perfect spell at the perfect time. You like prepped all this good shit, and like it was awesome. I thought it was really cool. So this one, I mean, given the name, it like I guess is a little more cleric-y, warlock-y, but like I don't know, it's close enough. You got a lot of big, powerful stuff, and I figured it might be something you could tap into.
I could totally bind some gods.
I mean, why not? Yeah, for sure. Yours is the only one that's a little different. So go with me here. I know. I mean, listen, that you were always the hero. That paladin was always, really coming in and saving the day. A real good dude, really valiant guy. Like you, I would say.
Thanks, man.
But. The big sword guy went to Mal already. So, but there was this other one, and it's really different for you. But I feel like a fresh start might also be kind of fun. Like you, I feel like we're always so knowledgeable of the games that we were playing. So I feel like you, of anybody, would be able to like jump into something totally different and like be able to handle it.
Sure. Yeah.
So yours is called the Neo, which is like another word for new, I think. So like there you go. Pretty spacey, pretty weird, but give it a little look. Yeah, and see how you feel. So, it shows on there like what your stats are supposed to be. All of them are going to be at a 2, and then you have 2 points that you can add to those stats. And what this means is you've got all these there's also, you see little like rolling trays full of dice on the table as well that he's already prepped. You can see the way that we're going to be like rolling for stuff instead of just like this one big guy. Whatever number is in those stats that you see on those papers, you're going to roll that many D6s. Okay. And so you're looking for, it's 50-50, looking for 4 or above. So 4 or above is success, 3 and below is failure, and we'll count successes. And so depending on what you're trying to do, that's kind of how it's going to go. So, it's condensed, but that's kind of the basic idea. And I think your sheets have some stuff about like, what stats are better for your characters. So like charisma is going to be big for Aurora, or like, dexterity is good for, what I mean? Mm-hmm. So those are just suggestions, and build it however you want to. And then, they've all got their own cool little like, unique powers and stuff. When I found this, I really dug into it. I thought it was really cool. So I've been sitting with it for a while. So it's nice to be able to finally like share it with people, you know? And if you want to, also I should say I have a sheet too. So I have like another one of these little pieces of paper that's mine. So there's a class for the Game Master, which is pretty cool. So I have my own little stuff
of course
here.
You'd be fucking the Game Master.
Well, I mean, yeah, just like old times, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Like old times.
but this is something we can trade
your
around.
thing?
It's called the Master. I mean, essentially, it's just saying like you're the GM, like make the stuff for the players. It's
okay.
essentially it's really chill. Not a whole lot of stuff going on here. You can get like really deep into it, but again, I wanted to keep it kind of simple for us since it's going to be for tonight. And there's a spot for your name. I figure, you know, if you wanted to, I mean, I don't really remember a lot of the names from back then. So you could use the same name. You could use your own name if you want to. You could name it something different if you're feeling a different kind of like vibe. Up to you. I'll call you by your names unless you say so otherwise, unless you want to have a different name for your character. But until then, I'll just use your names.
I got one.
Yeah.
Call myself Wayne, Waene.
Oh.
'Cause I'm on the other side of my good years.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Come on.
And it goes with the name. Come on, give us Wayne.
Yeah, no, I get it. That's good. I don't know. I would have gone for Wax, but Wayne sounds cooler because it sounds like a name. Like, I get it. Nice. Okay.
I don't really have a good idea for a name. Maybe I'll just name myself Sword Boy.
Sword Boy's good.
I mean, B-O-I or
It's
B-O-Y?
one night. I mean,
That's the question, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Boy or you boy?
Boy,
Yeah.
Sword Boy.
Sword Boy.
Sword Boy. Sword Boy.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be Sword Boy.
Sword Boy.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
You can just call me Malcolm though if you want.
Okay.
'Cause Sword Boy, like, you know how, or you know, like when Charlie's in trouble, you probably call her Charlotte. Like, Charlotte,
Yeah.
get over here.
Charlotte.
That'll
Marie.
be like when I'm in trouble, it'll be like Sword Boy.
Yeah. Yeah. See, you gotta use the full name, otherwise you can't tell when you're in trouble or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I'm the same way.
Otherwise, it's just like, oh, it's Mal.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, hey, Sword Boy. I'll be in trouble.
Awesome. Yeah, cool. Now you putting your names on there. Is there for people kind of digging into their individual like classes and stuff? Does anyone have any questions so far about like what their stuff does? It's all a little bit condensed and it's a little bit different. So if you have any questions, speak out. We can sort of talk about it now. How you doing over there, Ronnie? What's going on?
My name's Darmeen.
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 How do you spell that?
D-A-R mean.
Oh, he's not Darnice. He's Darmeen. I see. Interesting. Okay, cool. I like it. Aurora, you got any names? Anything got bounced around the head?
I'm still thinking.
All
I'll
right.
come back to you.
No rush. Yeah, you're good. Cool. Everyone feeling okay about their character sheets so far? Any questions?
yeah, I think I got it. I'll be honest. It's been probably since the last time we played, since I played anything. So
Oh shit, really?
If I'm rusty, that's why.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, I'm clearly like reading about some stuff, but I haven't been able really to play either, so I'm right there with you. I mean, that's why going for something simpler feels good, because it's just like, just roll a bunch of D6s and something will happen and we'll just kind of figure it out as we go, yeah?
Yeah.
Talk to me about polymorph in the world of this game. Because I'm going to read it out loud.
Okay.
For the length of an encounter, the caster can change the shape of any human-sized creature within touch range. So that includes me, right?
Any human-sized creature within touch range would include yourself, yeah.
Okay. And then this does not include any special abilities or changing stats. What does that mean?
I think it would mean that you wouldn't be turning them into whatever creature you're turning them into. I think like unlike the typical D&D stuff where like they turn into that creature itself, I think for like the sake of ease, depending on what you're doing, they'll like just maintain whatever stats they have. There's not a lot of animal stats in this game, so I think to keep it clean, whatever target you're polymorphing would just retain whatever stats it already has.
Okay, cool. So yeah, basically there wouldn't be any point in being like, you're a kick-ass dragon now, because it doesn't change their actual stats.
Sure, right, because there's not really like, I don't have like a dragon
Right.
I mean, I could approximate something. Like I've got some sort of like variety in adversaries and stuff, but there's nothing like pre-built that I could call upon.
Okay.
So, and what does it say for how much risk is that spell?
It's 11.
Okay. And your signature piece thing, does that have a limit?
You get no more than 15 risk.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so yeah, you could do that one. That wouldn't be my. I mean, it seems like that would be more useful in like I turn into a bird and I fly up to the like using it like a druid wild shape or something.
Yeah, or I make myself really small. And I go
Right,
in there.
exactly.
Or like, you know,
or an enemy like making
turning
them
an
small.
enemy into something and then just
Yeah.
being like, let's all run away.
Well, that's the thing. If you make them something small and harmless or slow or whatever, we can say like, okay, it doesn't still have like 8 strength and it's like a rat that will kill you if it bites you. I mean, like
Yeah.
within reason, I think.
Okay.
Well, it's really play it by ear. So
There's creativity there. Okay.
yeah, yes. This is a system that thrives on being creative with that stuff, and then we'll just work it out together.
I'm debating, but that's on me.
No worries. Yeah. All right, and then you guys have all got your die in front of you. So all of these, if you probably have seen by now looking through your character sheets, they're all actually based on these different die. So like Mal, you've got the D8 because that's the night one. Gibbs, you've got the D10. Aurora, you got the D4. Ronnie, you got the D12. So you have an extra little die that will do special things according to your class, and then you've got all the D6s that you roll for kind of the basic stuff. And your sheets will tell you a little bit more about that. Leave the dice where they are for now. There's it's a little weird, but this system, it's got all this stuff kind of condensed and pre-made, and then is really what's the word I'm looking for? It's really like insistent upon it's like a ritual with it. Like there's a way that you kind of like start your sessions to kind of like unify the group a little bit. Sometimes when you start a D&D session quick and dirty, it's like things are, people are still getting snacks and drinks and stuff, but this is sort of it does it so you can all kind of like be in the same brain space and then go into it and like really like it. So if we have any more questions about character stuff, let me know. Otherwise we can sort of pop into it. How we feeling?
Feeling good.
Yeah.
Pop it.
Yeah, I'm down. Questions
Pop.
may come as we go, but I feel like
That's all right.
this is cool.
Yeah, it'll make more sense.
How do you calculate your defense again?
Defense is based on your like equipment or your look on that character sheet.
Okay, so
I believe for you, yours is 0.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, you'll usually either have 0 or 1. It's defense is a mitigation of successes when made to attack you.
Right.
I
So,
got
like,
one.
Yeah, you've got because again, you're sword
special.
boy.
Sword
Yeah,
boy.
exactly. Yeah. Cool. All right. This may feel a little weird, or like seem a little weird, but like go with me. I want everybody to place their hands palm side down on the table. Don't worry, you can keep your alternative nut butter within easy reach, but just for the time being, just hands down. Hands down, palms flat on the table, and keep your eyes closed.
Oh.
And just sort of get started. As we embark on this journey together, may we remember fondly the friend we lost. Now we shall journey in member by member and reunite with him no matter the cost. These words and this stanza start to sort of it sounds as though Bennett is repeating this phrase over and over again, but as he gets 2 or 3 times into it, you start to hear it sort of echoing away from his voice, and it becomes a little more disjointed from him. The speech continues, and sort of these words echo and move and feel as it feels binaural, like it's moving around your ears. There's almost a movement of air moving clockwise or counterclockwise around you as they continue to echo. And finally, it sort of dissipates and all goes quiet for a moment. And still with your eyes closed, something feels different. It's hard to tell. So slowly but surely, you all open your eyes. It looks as though you're in a room very similar to the one that you were just in Bennett's dining room. A beautifully decorated room with these gorgeous tall windows looking out to this sprawling backyard. It was golden hour when we started, the sky a beautiful orange. And it all still looks that way now, but somehow things feel a little bit off. Aurora, what does it now smell like in this space? How is it different?
I think it smells sweet like honeysuckle.
Okay. Adjusting to this surroundings, Gibbs, what's the light like in this room now? Like, where is it coming from? How intense is it? Has it sort of changed much?
All the light is in the same place, but it's as if the particulates, like the photons, have been sprinkled there as opposed to emanating from the bulbs. They're just occupying the same space, but they don't seem to be traveling in a direction.
Sure.
They're just floating.
Almost like phosphorus glowing. It just kind of moves in this even spread and continues outside through what you can see out the back window.
Dust mite photons.
Exactly, yes. Ronnie, what's the temperature like now? How has the air changed or shifted?
The air was really still when we were first in.
Mm-hmm.
Now it is a warmer breeze.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gently wafting around.
Excellent. Okay. And Mal, the room was relatively quiet when Bennett had kind of started this ritual. What sounds can now be heard in this space and just outside these walls? What sounds are coming through?
Yeah, he had turned down the music before we started playing, but now we can hear like running water outside.
Okay, interesting. Even with no water feature in sight, there is some sort of trickling or something moving just outside this space. As your eyes readjust and your bodies reacclimate, Bennett lifts his hands up off of the table and looks up at all of you, a big smile on his face, and says, "Welcome to the Forgotten Lands."
What are you
What the
talking
fuck?
about?
Hey.
No,
Hey.
what?
What? How'd you do that?
We're
The smart house or
Your
some
house
shit?
is so fancy, dude.
no.
It's so cool. How'd you get the lights to do that?
It's because we're in a different place now.
Oh, hey, okay. Huh.
What you put in
No,
those cookies?
I am like
no.
dropped in right now,
I'm
dude.
fun, but
I
not
can't wait
that
to get
fun.
started. Let's do it.
As you guys are sort of like murmuring with these questions, you then finally notice down in front of you, still sitting at the table, the dice that were sitting before you, their original size, just on the table in front of you, are now much larger and floating and bobbing gently, and have this strange sort of fading light just sort of moving through these colors on the inside, just out of arm's reach, including Bennett. And as you're murmuring these questions and through this confusion, you see Bennett reach out and touch the large D20 that's in front of him. The light inside of this 20-sided die grows and ebbs and gets larger until there's a brief flash that your vision goes white for just a moment. And as the phosphenes fade and you reacclimate to the space, Bennett looks a little different. So Bennett looks a little taller. His back is a little straighter. His golden hair is swept back and is a little bit longer, now hanging just below his ears, very easily swept back. He was wearing a nice button-up and some slacks earlier, pretty general outfit. And now he's wearing this kind of bedecked, like beautiful white business suit. It's got like a little bit of a sharp shoulder, some structure to it, this beautiful royal blue lining, a wheat gold pocket square with a little soybean plant that you can see embroidered on it. And where the top button should be on this white suit, instead is this glittering, gleaming, glassy D20 as the top button of his suit. And he's now standing before you all again, looking a little bit taller, and again says, "We're here. We've made it."
What kind of quick change shit?
We're here to. You guys don't.
I don't get that one. I don't know how
I
he did
didn't
that
know
one.
this was a
That one I don't
costume
get.
event.
Well, you guys
I
don't
didn't do
recognize
anything.
this.
What? What? Huh?
This is where it all started.
Yeah, but
The Forgotten Lands. This is where it all.
Yeah, in my fucking head.
yeah, I remember
Yeah, I
the
feel like
Forgotten Lands.
When you describe something, everyone pictures it a little
Sure.
Yeah.
differently.
Well, you don't have to keep it in your head anymore. It's here. It's a beautiful thing.
wanna touch it.
Okay, then do so,
I can do it.
please.
Really?
Yes.
Touch it. I pick it up.
As Mal touches their D8, how do they change into the emotion knight that they will soon become?
Okay.
What do they look like now?
So, his hair also gets longer, super long, and like ties itself back into
Uh-huh.
a little ponytail, night ponytail. Golden armor appears on him, and on his chest plate is a large sunflower. And
Cool.
yeah, that's him. And it's like it's
where
like-
does the D8 incorporate itself into your outfit
it's
or
going
into your armor?
Oh.
Magic just happened. I don't know if anybody else was there for that, but that was
Amazing.
amazing.
Heard that.
It'll go right in the center of the sunflower.
Amazing,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
So like the flat, like triangular face of it, or,
Yeah.
or maybe like jutting out, like the point of it jutting out from the center.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great. You sort of descend back to the floor after this transformation, and Bennett just goes, "Welcome," and runs up and like just embraces you and is like so happy to have you.
Aurora, I fucking dare you. I dare you to touch it.
I'm researching. Give me 2 seconds.
Touch
that was
the
all
thing.
Brooke. I'm so sorry.
So,
Touch the thing.
but he is so happy and has you in this embrace, and then comes out of it, hands still on your shoulders, and says, "I wish Cody could be here to see you like this." How does that make Mal feel?
Sad as fuck.
Put your emotional scale up to 1.
All right. I'm supposed to track that on a D.
You can use your D8. You can like
Oh,
change, like, so you can just put it to 1 and put it
yeah.
on your character sheet.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And leaving that sentence and leaving that moment
Mhm.
looks kind of expectantly at the rest of the group.
Is this what soybean money gets you, dude?
I don't know. You'll have to find out. I promise. Look, he's fine.
There will come
Is my
soldiers,
envelope still on the
praising my
table in this
soul.
world?
We'll say yes, it is.
All right.
For the time being.
I try to be slick. Like it's like I'm reaching for the die, but I'm also like tucking
Uh-huh.
like into my jacket.
Okay.
And then I grab it.
Awesome. How does Gibbs change?
So from the fingertips down, it's just black, sleek cloth, just kind of covers everything. Very dark magic girl transformation. Like
Yeah,
it's
this
just
is what this game is about.
It's first like solid from here,
Uh-huh.
like to toe, and it goes plates up the neck to
Ooh.
the back of the ears. His hair is already, it's business cut now, and they all just sort of extend like fiber optics, and they get a little
Ooh.
wispier, and they just kind of bounce in the back. They're this free flowing thing.
So cool.
His
That's
eyes
gross-outed.
remain green and violet,
Mhm.
but now they look digital. It's like they sink in on themselves, flip around, and now they're like electronic as they pop out.
Cool.
Everything else sort of clicks into place. He's got banded armor all the way up and,
Uh-huh.
and cloth underneath that kind of billows through.
Awesome.
Sword kind of pops off a belt, tick, 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 segments itself down.
Uh-huh.
2 daggers come out from like the shoulders. So the handle, the tips point out here, but the handles are here, so you can pull
Nice.
them out like
This way. Uh-huh.
and then at his back, perfectly symmetrical in line, and you can only see the tip of a glowing handle glowing. Here is a rifle that is just
Baller.
sitting there. As far as where the D10 is sitting, It is his heart. It's similar how his eyes retracted. The center of his chest, like the sternum, goes in and just constantly spinning. Just
nice.
So it's sort of like his ticking heart.
Very cool. Awesome. As you, first of all, I've been keeping an eye on the chat. Thank you to that person who donated an advantage to everybody, and that put us to our first $100. Which means the group now has a master's token. So we'll mark that for the group, and I think rather than assigning it to someone specific, we'll just say the group has it, and that you can decide when to use it. So just know that we'll use that number that one at the bottom of the.
Great.
Or no, I guess that was mine, huh? Okay, then fine. Just know you have a master's token.
I'm tracking it.
You got it. You're right. Yeah, we got a note taker. Perfect.
And we all have an
Awesome.
advantage.
Thank you guys so much for jumping in and for people throwing in NPCs and such. I am taking notes. Great. As you sort of resettle after all of this sort of static transformation and these things appearing on your body, you sort of catch your footing and yes.
I forgot 2 things.
Please.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
My the cloak billows out in segments from the back of the neck plates because I have a billowing cloak, and also crawling out from the little center. The die moves away as a little chameleon,
And it's tiny.
yeah, it's
Perfect.
It's a little tiny guy, and he just boop, and then he kind of goes clear.
Nice. Cool.
Eyes.
Excellent. As you set back down, and I have one more thing for Mal, but we'll go back to it. As you set back down and regain your footing, you hear a voice kind of in the back of your head, somewhere in the darkness of your cloak behind you. You hear a voice very flatly saying, "Fairfield Online, welcome, Wayne." And so then, with your now digital eyes, your vision kind of, what you were seeing in front of you kind of gets sent to the background a little bit. And now you're seeing just sort of lines of code and data and text kind of moving through as your brain sort of downloads and downloads and downloads and attaches itself to this Fairfield AI network. So Gibbs, for all intents and purposes, just sort of transforms into this incredible being and then goes stark blank as information just moves. And then from his eyes project like actual projectors, like R2-D2 projecting Princess Leia, projects 2 figures, one green, one scarlet, these strange, beautiful ? Almost elven looking figures, but parts of them look cybernetic. They've got these long, gaunt features, one of them green, one of them violet, with this strange scintillating yellow conduit tubing moving throughout their bodies. And as you finish downloading and connecting to the AI, to the Fairfield AI, you know these figures to be the Fair, an ancient race of these strange cybernetic beings, always born and operating in pairs. They are the representation of the things that have happened and the things that have not happened or have yet to happen. And they say in unison, causing this sort of disjointed, dissonant speech, low and high clashing together but harmonizing as well, saying to you, Welcome to the fair.
Huh. Thanks.
We offer you now a gift as you feel that little chameleon kind of like climb across your neck and onto your other shoulder.
Buddy. You're just like my guy back home.
Yes, that is one of the things that has happened. We offer him to you now as a gift. Use him wisely. If you do not, we will know. That will be one of the things that has happened.
No, he's gonna be all right.
And as they sort of they flicker, their beings flicker and shift, and then disappears, and then the what you were viewing previously kind of crash focuses back into view, and you've got your little gecko friend. And Bennett says, "Welcome. We're happy to have you."
Okay, that was pretty fucking cool. That was Who are the two terrifying there? Never mind. I
That's
got
okay.
it.
I'll tell you what maybe a little bit more important to you. First one's on the house.
Oh.
A scintillating golden piece of coin, alien markings on it, difficult to understand, and yet you understand exactly how it must be used. If there were a coin slot that were to open up in Gibbs' new visage, where would it be?
Back to the right hand, so I could like.
You see little panels like shoo, 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 open, and a perfectly sized coin slot opens in the back of your hand.
Yeah. Load it up.
Shoo. You have never felt this alive in your life. You have never felt, you are vibrating, you are buzzing, you are thrumming with power like an engine. Like you are sitting on an engine. You have never felt this way before. That gecko suddenly jumps off of your shoulder, sort of folds in on itself and expands and expands and expands and becomes the size of a medium terrier in front of you. And you have this giant gecko pet companion now activated. You hear just behind you in the darkness of your cloak, 24 hours remaining.
Holy shit. Cody 2.0, get up here, buddy.
This now giant mechanical thing starts to climb up on you and clamber like those cats that love to think that they're parrots and climb onto your shoulders, just like wraps itself around you, all chittering mechanics and little servos and bits and pieces all kind of seamlessly ching, 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 wrapping around you and moving flawlessly.
I like to think he's one of those like Triceratops looking chameleons, so he's got like 3 glowing little horns on his head.
100%.
And
Absolutely.
just like fucking RGB all the way down.
Totally. Yeah, fading. Yeah. 100%. Awesome. Aurora and Ronnie, you have seen, I'm sorry, one quick thing. What qualities did you pick for your sacred weapon?
Oh, I picked sharp.
Okay. And then what about its voice?
I wasn't sure about that. Okay. I kind of wanted to leave it for you.
Okay.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure if you were going to be doing it or if I was.
I think it defaults to me, but if you...
I want you to do it.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Sure. And you're going with Grief Knight, you decided?
Yeah.
I think it has to sound like Cody.
Oh... Yeah.
Or
or that's so good.
Is just Cody adjacent enough that it's just this constant little reminder. It's not exactly him, but it's close enough.
No, that's perfect. Yeah.
So you and Gibbs are settling into this new visage and like sort of understanding this new being that you're assuming. And from your back, you hear just behind you, looking good, dude. Killing it.
He's not.
Uh-huh.
Hello?
Yeah,
what?
It's me.
I'm
on your back.
Okay, and I pull out the sword.
Shing! A glimmer, almost like a blue glint off of impossibly white steel. This huge, sharp motherfucking sword.
Yeah.
That is, it's massive. And glints and again has this strange like blue sort of chrome shift to it when you move it in the light. And it just says, "It's so good to see you."
Yeah. Cool. Yay, this is sick.
Yeah. We're gonna have the best time. Like it's gonna be just like we always remembered and how we always wanted, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Okay. Okay. Yeah, cool.
All right. I mean, swing me around, man. This is what we're here for.
Do the rest of us hear the sword?
I do. And not gonna lie, I just want to swing you around really bad. Okay, ready?
Come on. You're
good. You're not gonna like give you a headache
this is
or whatever.
Literally what I'm here to do.
You don't have a head. Okay.
No, it's just for you, man. It feels so good. It's perfectly balanced. It feels like every like kid sword fight you ever had in your youth. It feels like that times like fucking 10. It feels awesome. Perfect. Yeah. And all the while, just these little pops of encouragement from, it's not Cody, but it sounds a lot like him.
Yeah.
You can't help but think of him. So you two see these two reveling in this new, and Bennett is here to support them. What are you two doing in this moment?
At this point, I'm just looking at that. I'm just like, there's got to be something in these drinks. Fuck it, let's go. I'm just gonna take mine.
How does Ronnie change? What does he look like now?
When I pick up this die, I start one by one sprouting black claws.
Wow.
And then slowly you just see this brown fur go up my body and it starts contorting and I'm growing a snout and I'm turning into this grizzly bear.
Yes. Amazing. So yeah, you transmogrify slowly but surely, your body shifting and shifting and shifting, and you now tower amongst everybody, even Bennett, standing incredibly tall, impossibly strong. Did you pick equipment that gave you a defense of 1 in any of your equipment choices?
I did.
You did, okay. Because if you didn't, I was going to give it to you, because you should have it. Okay, cool.
You just see this 12-foot
huge
grizzly
fucking
bear
huge.
sitting in a fucking chair.
Awesome. Yeah. It when your bodily you're getting accustomed to this new form, and you're finally kind of settling your shoulders and your legs feel that weight, and you settle into your heels. In your mind, what do you think the God of the Wild sounds like? How do they appear to you, or how do they sound to you? Would they have a name?
The God of the Wild doesn't have a name.
Okay.
It's just a feeling and a voice that you hear that's more so like a very ethereal, what you might consider like a Mother Nature type voice. Very soothing, very calming, very we need to take care of the earth sort of a vibe going on.
Yeah. As you settle into this new form, feeling stronger and more galvanized than you have felt in so long, this sweet, lilting voice kind of moves about your consciousness and says, "One of my mightiest creatures, I know that you will protect our world the way that we would want. I am so proud of you."
Just see a tear come out of the little eye there.
"Oh, please dry your eyes. You'll need them, lest they wander." And then that presence kind of shifts away from you, but a little bit of echo in your head of the remnants of this voice. You all see a fucking 12-foot grizzly bear appear where your friend Ronnie was.
I think we lucked
That's
out.
a fucking bear.
That's a bear. You're a bear now.
That's
You're a bear.
awesome.
Because we look sick, and that's a bear.
That's a fucking bear.
For reference,
Right.
the bear also looks pretty fucking sick.
Sick.
Pretty fucking sick.
This bear has some really dope, like,
It's all we hear.
just
No. No, you can talk.
has these,
Bear
just
talks.
these,
The bear fucking talks.
you're
course the
gonna
bear talks.
notice these, like, copper-esque pauldrons that
Yeah.
are kind of
Bro,
on,
You're a
but
bear.
they're patinaed, and they have just a little bit of moss growing on them. And then on that,
This guy
do...
I'm giving Ronnie an extra advantage. That's fucking awesome. Give Ronnie another advantage. That's really
And
cool.
on that, I just have this like little belt satchel which keeps my weapon, which is also where my die is housed.
Okay. In your
So-
weapon or in this little side?
It's on my weapon.
What's your
So
weapon?
what my weapon is this awesome flogger. It'll be at the end of the
Oh my
handles
God.
where the die is.
Nice.
And then this flogger itself, all of its tendrils
And he's a bear.
look like
In case anybody
roses
forgot.
in a way. So there are spikes on them and little petals.
Uh-huh.
And if I go to whip that, it just extends.
I wonder in this moment, because Ronnie is a synesthete, and so your senses are a bit sort of hyper connected. I imagine that this flogger smells so deeply of this like chlorophyll and blossom and this kind of thing, a smell so visceral that it leaves a taste at the back of your tongue. What does that taste look like for Ronnie?
That taste looks like a color glowing around it. It's gonna look like this purple like haze that's around it.
Yeah.
And it gives off a feeling of sweetness.
Yes, definitely. Very cool. In the midst of these figures, Aurora remains the final one, and Bennett would turn to extend a hand, and before he can even get there, your hand is on your die. How does your die change? What color does it turn? And how does Aurora look now?
Okay, I think Aurora steps forward, and y'all know the movie Top Hat with Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire?
Totally.
You know the feather dress?
Oh, yeah.
She's wearing that. Her hair is hot pink, though. And it's styled in like the 40s, 50s victory rolls.
Oh, gorgeous, like right at the front?
The curls.
Is there like a fall in the
and
back?
the whole situation, of course.
That's a serve.
Of course.
Yes!
So yeah, she looks like, you know, the kind of the movie stars that she would have been like, oh wow, just one day, that's what I'm gonna do.
The epitome of glamour.
Yeah,
Just
yeah. So glamorous.
Glamour incarnate.
Yeah. For
Amazing.
sure. Like a full red lip, the whole situation. Yeah.
Where's the D4? Where does the D4
Falsies.
live?
I think it shrinks down a little bit and becomes a necklace.
Like a little pendant. Gorgeous. It like glitters and sparkles upon your décolletage as you assume this uber glamorous, just no woman, no figure that you had ever imagined as glamorous has ever felt the way that you do right now.
Absolutely.
It is intoxicating.
Brooke, that is such a serve.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So good.
It's absolutely intoxicating. It's gorgeous, and I think Bennett, seemingly with some understanding of the lot of you, the only one who somewhat understands what this moment is even taken aback a little bit and was not expecting that and was sort of in awe of you in this moment.
Yeah, I think she'll do a couple twirls in her little character heels and just like feel herself, you know, like just, oh my God, like serving. She'll be very pleased with herself.
Yeah. Wow.
Gibbs in full outfit is still like,
Everything's fine, dude.
Yeah,
This is
I mean,
cool,
sure,
man.
there's
I'm
still,
sure
for all
that-
intents and purposes, there's still drinks and snacks around. You're still in the same room. And Bennett looks at all of you with just glowing with pride and says, this is where it all began for all of us. We started this adventure together, albeit maybe we were a little different back then, but this is who we are now. And these are the adventures that we can have now. I can't wait to see you at the end. And Bennett
What does that mean?
floats up slightly.
Wait,
The
what the
top
fuck?
button of his suit glows for just a moment. He reaches behind him into a hidden holster and pulls out this gorgeous, elegant silver handgun. Points it straight up into the sky, fires, and with a muzzle flash, he disappears.
Did he just kill himself?
No. He shot up. That's what I thought he was gonna do. This is much better than that.
As the gunpowder and dust and the ringing in your ears settles, you find yourself back in this space. The light, this sort of phosphorescent haze, the smells of sweet honeysuckle, the warm breeze rushing past you every so often, and that trickling sound. Though there's no water feature immediately visible, there's still that trickling sound that is just outside the walls, and that trickling gets a little louder. Just like it turns into a bit more of a rushing, and it starts to separate a little bit. So it starts to kind of, instead of an even sound, it sort of sounds like rush, 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 rush. It starts to sound like footsteps.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
I scramble and I start putting cookies into my my remaining coin slots.
They like a toaster, like choo 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 choo. They just come out. They don't go in. You turning towards this, where you think the source of the sound is, rushing through what at first looked like Bennett's sprawling backyard. A lot of the plant life you saw before then has kind of gone either a lot more amber, has lost a lot of its color, is like yellowing and falling, and some of it is just like dirt and sand. The atmosphere in the space just outside these windows has gone a bit more desert-like. And just on the horizon, you see these dark, misshapen figures rushing with ambling, running footsteps, moving faster and faster and faster until, as you look to each other and try to understand what's happening, you look back, they are right upon you and burst through the floor-to-ceiling windows connecting you to the house, and they are in this space with you, 4 of them in total. And we're going to move into initiative.
Yeah!
All right, so the way that we're going to do initiative is it's based off of dexterity scores. Does anybody have a dexterity of 4?
No.
You have, okay, we have dexterities of 3. We have a dexterity of 3. Anyone else with a dexterity of 3? Okay, so Aurora is going to be the first to act. The rest of you have dexterity 2.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
These creatures also have a dexterity of 2, so we're just going to kind of move back and forth. But as they rush forth, Aurora a little bit towards the back of the pack with these other ones in front, since you were the last to claim your die, you are the first to act. These creatures, now that they're closer, you see they look half like these sort of rotted, like ichor-covered half-orc corpses, but in parts of their bodies where their flesh is missing or torn away, you see this strange black metallic exoskeleton. Like there's, like an animatronic was made of flesh on the outside and parts of it were burned and ripped away. It's this strange half-man, half-machine sort of figure, but it is gnarling and if it could foam at the mouth, it could, but it is dripping with ichor, and it is right up amongst all of you, 4 of them facing off against the 4 of you, and you were the first to act.
Okay. I'm gonna run up and do a very dramatic fan kick, but like in the face.
Oh, yes.
Using my magical death touch.
Amazing. So that your shoe kind of glitters in the ambient light and then glows as it sweeps past this creature's face. Go ahead and roll a dexterity dice pool, please.
Okay, so that's 3d6.
Correct.
Right?
You will roll 3d6. All of us have 1 advantage, except Ronnie should have 2 because I gave Ronnie an extra one. So you have an advantage you can use if you'd like. Otherwise, you can roll 3d6, and you're looking for 4 or above.
1, 2, 4 on one of them, and then 2 extras. But
Okay,
they're
so
all
that's
ones.
so what were the numbers? What were the numbers that you? So don't add
1,
them together.
4, and then a 1 and a 1.
A 4, a 1, and a 1. So that's 1 success. Great. So this you sort of move through the space, elegantly moving, and your foot, as it catches the light, glows and almost has like a meteor trail behind it as it carves through the sort of like neck and chest of one of these. It like pulls back and recoils, and you see another gap of it missing and more exoskeleton exposed, but it shambles back down and still remains standing. And that was your move and your attack. And so I think moving forward, let's move to, let me just have the other 3 of you just roll 1d6, and whoever rolls highest will go next.
Is that all my movement?
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
cool.
It's got a 2.
Got a 5.
Ronnie, you are the next to act. You've just seen Aurora run up and with this magical touch, kick the fuck out of one of these things and nearly like puncture its chest fully. You are the next to act.
For my gods,
Yes.
I have God of the Wild.
Okay.
Now I have a level 2, so that means I can use 1 and 2, or is it just 1?
If you have 2 levels in God of the Wild, you can use both. You can use the level 1 and level 2 powers. You can do Furious Briars, or you can summon Beast.
Are they once per turn, or
They work like your other scriptures do. So your heal and your blast. It's not like you have spell slots and can use them limited times. You can use them as much as you want. Just check the conditions of whatever that thing is you're using.
beautiful?
But yes, they are available to you at all times unless your god is mad at you.
Fantastic. What we're gonna do is this bear is going to run up there.
Uh-huh.
I am going to be using my Furious Briars.
Excellent.
You will just imagine this as me bringing out my flogger and then just going to town.
Incredible.
So what the Furious Briars does is
Uh-huh.
it creates an area of aggressive plant life which attacks all enemies within close range every round for the rest of the encounter, dealing 1 damage per success up to the level in this god, which would be 2.
Okay.
I can move freely, though.
Yes, excellent. So let's say they're kind of in like a rhombus formation. It's like 2 and 2. And so Aurora hit this one here in the front. So you can go for like the 2 in the, you can go for these 2, these 2. You can go for any, like, this will affect.
I'm going for the back 2.
The back 2.
The ones that are furthest away.
Awesome. Excellent. So yeah, you charge back, whipping your flogger and leaving these briars in its path as you scrape up these creatures. Go ahead and roll a wisdom dice pool and add your d12, I believe. Because it says per success, right? Which means you're gonna roll for it.
Yeah.
Great. And up to 2 damage per round.
I am. So, in order for this to work,
you would just have to roll at least 1 success between those die. Your wisdom is 2?
my wisdom is 2.
Okay, so then yeah, roll that 2d6 plus your d12 and see how many results above 4 you get.
Now,
Yes.
if I don't get any results above 4, then can I use my advantage to see? Or should I use those
I would say you have to call it
roll?
beforehand. And you do have 2. Even though the screen says 1, you do have 2. So
I'm going to use the one that's not on the screen
Great,
right now
perfect.
that you gave to me.
excellent.
And we're just going to...
Go ahead, yeah. We'll add advantages and disadvantages before you roll. Go ahead.
Beautiful. Oh, well, I got a 12 on my...
Gorgeous.
And then a 5, a 3, and a 2.
Okay, so that's 2 successes. That's incredible. So feeling, this incredible connection, becoming a creature of nature under this god's, bequeathing of these powers, you rush forth and swinging your flogger in a wide arc, leaving this area of briars around you in your wake. They descend upon the 2 creatures in the back, sticking in, and they make these awful mechanical, like warbling, howling noises. On their turns, they will succumb to the effects of these briars. Since you have level 2, they'll do 2 damage per round.
Cool bear.
Yes,
Is that what
2
that says?
damage per round.
Okay.
They are immobilized, and they'll have to do a strength test to break.
Excellent. Okay, great. So that's your turn. So actually, I will move to those 2 next. They look incredibly hurt, being punctured. You can see parts of the briar sticking through them as they sort of they descend upon them. So they'll both try and make a strength test to see if they can get out of them first and foremost. So let's just see. All right, so this will be one of them. Is the difficulty of the strength test equal to, does it say anything about what that strength test difficulty is?
It just says strength test to break free.
Okay. I'm going to say that they would need 2 successes to break free since you had 2 successes when you made the spell. So this one only rolled 1 success, so it stays in the briars. The other one also only rolled 1 success. So these 2 are both stuck in the briars, pierced through, and then with a last-minute attempt to try to turn the tide, since you're the closest, they both, somewhat immobilized, still try to reach a claw out to try to strike you. I'm going to give them each a disadvantage on this. Okay, so let's see if they hit you. Your defense is 1.
Yeah. Defense
Okay.
is set by...
The first one rolls only 1 success. With your defense of 1, it subtracts that success, which means it fails completely. The next one will swing out at you. And again, only 1 success is not enough. They just, your hide is so thick and coarse that they just glance off of you. They barely have the range to reach you anyways. That's their turn. We're gonna move to Gibbs next.
Morgan Fairchild, Fairfax, Fairfield.
Yes.
How do I hurt it?
You see sort of like a little, almost like a Dragon Ball Z scouter. You feel the weapons strapped around you kind of thrum a little bit, and your pet looks up at you and kind of chitters a little bit. You see the options laid before you. What's more important to you in this moment is, as your scouter is scanning these enemies, you see suddenly 2 little yellow crosshairs go shoop. The one directly in front of Aurora and the one directly next to it have this little yellow crosshair on them. and you hear the Fairfield say, "Fair gold detected. Eliminate at all costs." Perfect. Yeah. Awesome. So, which one do you want to aim at? There's one directly in front of Aurora, one next to her, and then there's the two in the back that are being harrowed by Ronnie currently.
Second one. So, yeah.
The one that's next to Aurora that hasn't been hurt yet. Yes. Amazing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna like just leap up onto the table. My drink now smashed and lost. Just bam, just let it leveled up. And I like to think there's like slots in my weird mechanically face that's like just like it just clicks in. So my violet eye just locks into the visor, goes straight down the barrel.
Roll a dexterity dice pool and add an advantage to that. That's sick as fuck.
Alrighty,
that's so
dexterity. That's 2 and then +1. You said?
Yeah. So with your advantage and your gun is not a gift. So that'll be it.
Yeah, just have it. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. I got a thing. I'm gonna use it.
All right. Danny is using his other advantage. Yeah.
So I got 4.
4d6. See how many successes you get.
1. I needed that.
You 1 success?
1 success.
Great.
Great success.
You slot this gun into just a little notch right next to your face. Mm-hmm. Your violet eye twisting and rotating and zooming in, and you give it one good shot. It's a deafening sound, but it moves through, and you see a pierce, and you see Iker fly behind it as it takes a pretty sizable hit, but again, kind of shambles forward and has its sights set on you. The one in front, the two in the front now, the one that you just shot and the one that's in front of Aurora will take their turns now. And so the one in front of Aurora didn't like that. So it's gonna just sort of like this awful like mechanical growl directly in your face and take a swipe at you. And your elegance and grace is no match for it. It misses completely. It just whiffs. Dazzled by you. The next one will rush around the side of you and get up to Gibbs as they unlatch their gun from their face and see this coming up. It's going to swipe at you.
Oh shit.
And once again, your movements are too deft and too quick. You are the epitome of efficiency, and you just like a naval officer just and you just move to the side, and it barely misses you. And there was no doubt in your mind that it would not even touch you. Moves past you, and as both of these creatures miss horribly and fail, we come to Mal.
My turn.
As you're still gripping your sword in your hand, a faint blue glint off of this white steel blade, and it says to you, "You can do it.
I'm gonna swing you.
Please do.
Hey, I'm gonna swing you now.
Let's do it, buddy.
Yeah.
You and me forever."
Oh God. Yeah.
Your emotional level is now 2.
Great. All right. Well, perfect.
Which
here
means
I go.
you can have a stance active right now, whichever one of your choice.
I'm going to have all die when I'm dead.
Nice.
Active.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sick. All right. And which creature would you like to go up to?
I'll go to the one in front of Aurora.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah.
I'm gonna swing my sword at it, and so I'm gonna roll a strength pool.
That's correct.
And since my emotional scale is at level 1 or above, I believe I can add my D8.
That's
to
correct.
It. Okay, cool. 1, 2 success.
2 successes.
Great
Excellent.
Success.
Okay. How do you absolutely decimate this creature in front of Aurora?
Oh, let me tell you.
How do you want to do this?
So my sword, like, the light gets even brighter, and because you said these creatures are like made of darkness, right?
They're just like, it's like they're making of like dripping like orc blood. Like they're weird and like oily and robotic and stuff. Okay. Holy shit, I'm so sorry. Let's just take a moment. Hardliner, hey, hi, what's up? Just donated so much.
What's up?
2 advantage and 3 disadvantage for Mads. 2 advantage and 3 disadvantage for Danny. 2 advantage and 3 disadvantage for Brooke. 2 advantage and 3 disadvantage for Echo. Wowzers!
Thank you so much.
So all of our players now have 2 advantage and 3 disadvantage. We'll rule those disadvantages. If you want to use your advantages to cancel your disadvantages, you may. But on your next subsequent rolls, we're just going to put 1 disadvantage on each of those moving forward until they're gone. If you're good with that for tracking those numbers. Amazing. Okay.
Radical.
Wow. And that's 2 more Masters tokens for our players. So our players have 3 Masters tokens where they may use at their discretion to briefly take the GM reins and do some fate shit. But in the meantime, what's going on with Mal as they cleave this little creature?
Yeah, so I cut it like right through the middle, and as it like kind of like starts to like slide off, like light just starts to kind of go like up in through both sides, and then it just like bursts, and it's just like scraps.
Incredible. Despite the adrenaline rush of this victory, how is Mal's grief powering them in this moment?
So, it makes him think of like the frost giant. So like that's all he's thinking about right now. Yeah. Is like I can't hear Cody's song right now. Like our bard should be playing right now. And instead we're fighting in silence. Yeah, you just hear the sounds of battle. There is no rousing beat. There is no inspiration. It's just survival mode. And that thought, just you feel as your heart beats and beats and beats, it doesn't feel like it's beating this way. It feels like it's sinking as it beats. Just this downtrodden, keeping your heels into the floor, but you're strong as fuck right now. And that is a counter to this moment, but not enough to level you out completely. Yeah. Excellent. That's one creature down. There are 3 that remain. We're going to go back up to the top with Aurora. So Mal, the sword boy, just wrecked this thing in front of you. It fell apart into scraps, and you're free to move and use your power as you please. Okay. What's going on? First kill. Did everybody? It was first kill.
Good job.
Thanks.
It was great.
Yeah, thanks.
All you.
Okay, I have 2 questions.
Yes.
Firstly, do I know whether or not they need to be able to understand my language in order to use the voice?
You understand that the voice, for the most part, transcends the need for a common language. That the voice is a thing that is felt more than it is heard.
Can I tell if any of these look to be looking to another for direction, or are they all just kind of here to fuck shit up?
You can see now that there is only one in the front and the 2 in the back are pretty much indisposed of, thanks to Ronnie, that the one in the front is kind of looking around and trying to kind of get a handle on the situation, which is the one that's closest to you as well.
I look at that one and I say, one of you's dead. The rest of you will die if you don't leave now.
Okay, so I think the last part of that statement, leave now, just sort of echoes and moves in like the way that you can see the heat wave above a sidewalk from far away, that sort of wavy, weird force of heat emanating off of concrete. That sort of ripple in space moves away from Aurora as she says, leave now. What emotion are you?
I'm trying to inflict upon them terror.
Okay.
My tell is that my eyes glow in the corresponding color of whatever the wheel would
So they're glowing green right now?
Yeah, and it's not like, a little bit. It's like if we were in the dark, I could probably light up the room.
Yeah, even though it's not really dark by any means in this space, the room goes kind of sickly green for a moment as you use your voice in its full effect. Roll your D4 first to see what your base number of successes is, and then you'll roll your charisma afterwards.
Okay. 4.
Okay. So now you're gonna roll the charisma dice pool. Because of the disadvantages that were donated, go ahead and take 1d6 away from your charisma dice pool and then roll it.
2 and a 6.
Okay, so that's 1 success. So that means that you can boost the intensity of this voice all the way up to 5, or you can lower it to 3. So remember that most creatures in this world have a willpower of 4. If you use the voice and the intensity of your voice is at 4 or higher, that's enough to completely kill or incapacitate most creatures in this world. So if you amplify it, this creature will leave. Sight unseen. Cool. At 3, it will still, that intensity is still pretty massive, but it wouldn't kill it outright. But what do you think Aurora's intention is in this moment?
I think she has a new toy to play with, and she is intrigued. So she will boost it.
You say, leave now. And it looks at you. It doesn't really even have like visible eyes or eyeballs, but you just sort of see it look at you, and like a terrified animal, it just starts to scramble back its legs give out, and so it falls on its back and tries to turn around and crawl its way out with such force that it grinds its own exoskeleton away into the floor and becomes a puddle.
Yeah.
It's gone. It left by any means necessary.
Not on this plane anymore.
This is fucking terrifying to the rest of you. This is unsettlingly awful. Because it's not a perfect one-to-one. I'm not going to make you move your emotional scale up, but that was bad. Great.
Oh yeah, and she's got a character name now. You guys can call me Cersei.
Oh, that's good.
Named for one of her favorite characters from Greek mythology.
Of course, absolutely. I love to hear it. Great. So that is Aurora. I think we would then move to the two creatures in the briars, but given the success of your spell, they're like trying desperately to wrench themselves away, and in a similar fashion, they like are only able to pull chunks of themselves through them, and then they just sort of shamble into pieces, and the exoskeletons fade as they try to move their way out of your briars. The room goes quiet once more.
You're welcome.
And you are left.
It's a team effort.
Yeah.
You are left in the heat of post battle as the silence overtakes this room once more.
That was fucking rough, Aurora. It was.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. Part of it was morbid curiosity, but also I just wanted to. I mean, you never know. I just wanted to kind of see what the limits are.
Hey, there was an obstacle, and you provided a solution. It's like,
yeah, I mean, we don't know these guys. They probably don't have like family.
Yeah, no, they could have like killed. They would have like killed us. So,
do you think we'll actually die?
It's still a game, right?
I mean, the bodies are still there. It's not like when we're sitting at a table and we just move back.
I'm gonna slap you in the face. Okay, and if you feel it, then like maybe it's real. Okay, ready?
Yeah. We're so fucked.
Roll the strength dice pull.
Oh no!
Your jaw
with disadvantage, right?
with one disadvantage, yes. So that's one away from Mal.
3 successes.
Oh, fuck.
You subtract 1 from your guard. It hurts. It hurts like a motherfucker.
What the fuck,
I barely tapped you. Dude, I barely tapped you.
I don't know if I've got like little like screw bottom teeth or something like.
Yeah.
Oh man. Sorry, man. I literally like it was like that. It was like clapping. It was like a golf clap. That hurt really bad.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
You hear from behind your back. Oh my God, you've gotten so strong.
Oh man. Thanks.
I don't. Not at this moment. The hearing this inquiry, the sword says, I've just been talking to you, but if you want, I mean, the rest can hear me too if you want.
Yeah, you can tell him. My sword talks to me.
Hi everyone.
Says what's up.
You see every time the sword talks, there's like a little blue sort of chrome shift of light across the blade as it speaks. It sounds really eerily similar to Cody, but not quite. It's
That is unsettling. While I'm saying unsettling, I can feel that like that hum of power kind of like wearing off, and I kind of like I pick up Cody 2.0 and I have him kind of like crawl down my arm to see if he can go find the coins that I was shooting for before.
Yes, yeah. As the pain recedes from that, your head snaps over and your visor reactivates, and you see those little yellow crosshairs, and then you look at Cody too, and they skitter off of your arm and just sort of shuffle around and sort of dig into the remnants of these creatures, and comes out with 2 more fair gold that you can add to your character sheet.
Sick.
Fair gold acquired. Warning: fair gold disappears at the end of every day.
Okay. All right.
12 hours remaining.
Thank you, Fairfield. My brain talks to me
so
now.
you're mad at me
I'm
for
not mad.
trying my sword, and
I didn't
now
say I was-
you talk to shit, and it's like fine.
I just was
normal.
asking who. I don't know. Listen,
It's the
I'm
Are you gonna be a
It's my
bear
sword.
forever?
I kind of like it.
you forever
Okay.
bear.
Forever bear.
Forever bear.
Bears do
Forever
not
bear.
have responsibility, you know? Like,
Yeah.
they can do whatever they want.
You don't
It's
have to pay
great.
taxes
Don't pay
anymore.
taxes.
How-
Don't fucking do shit.
No.
You have a
it's great.
babysitter?
Oh.
You know, actually, I told her that I would be home in time to tuck her in, but we'll see what happens, I guess.
How does
Oh
time
man,
work
you're just
here?
gonna like leave in the middle of the night then, huh? Just like never go like, and then like she'll never see you again, and you're just like gone. And
Well, thanks for that. That's
well, no, I'm just sorry.
Stop talking.
Okay.
Stop.
Aurora's not your sister. You need to fucking chill.
Wow. Okay.
We didn't need to. You know what, guys? It's gonna be fine.
I didn't say,
okay?
I wasn't like
Yeah.
I wasn't fucking accusing you of anything. Okay. I was just thinking out loud. Sorry.
No,
I'll
no,
shut
no,
the fuck
no, I
up.
didn't
No,
get
you don't
that.
have to. It's fine. All right. Listen, it's
Are the cookies still here?
I had the first kill,
No.
but whatever.
Damn
Like,
it.
I tried to put them in my hand. I didn't.
Wanna
As you look
distress
around, to spot to see if the cookies and stuff are still in the room, you look back out of the, where the windows used to be, where there's crushed glass now, but you look outside and note that the light has shifted once again, where you previously were in sort of a golden hour, kind of a sunset-y kind of sky. The sky's gone from orange back to kind of a brighter yellow. You surmise that you've just passed sunrise in wherever you are now, and the realization of the shifting of this light, you start to hear more sounds from the outside now that the window is shattered. It's out of view now, but you can hear the vague sounds of conversation in the distance, of people moving about, the sounds of a busy street in the morning, and the sounds of a tavern somewhere in the distance, just outside of where the shattered windows are.
Darmian's gonna go ahead and walk on over and stick his little bear head with his little bear ears
That's really cute.
out the broken windows just to see what the fuck is going on.
As you peek your head around the
glass.
side, you're hit again by a now much warmer breeze and are a bit blasted with little bits of sand as the breeze whips past your face. As you look around, you see now land stretching out in front of you, the opening of a town square, seemingly. Again, an impossibly yellow sky. The sun is somewhere, but it's all quite bright, so it's kind of hard to tell exactly what time it is. It's sometime approaching midday, or just past the morning. And the scope of a town square, strangely antiquated what looked like antiquated vehicles, like these weird sort of metal carriages, but at a closer look, they're actually quite mechanically complex. It's sort of this strange, like weird Wild West, like steampunk. It's kind of hard to place your finger on. It's a little disconcerting, but this, in your memory, you would recall, feels like the town that you started in the Forgotten Lands. And you see across the way at the other end, where you heard most of the sound of commotion coming from, of voices and of activity, you see at the far end a rickety wooden building of dark ebony wood, stained in all manner of ways, but people coming and going, and quite a racket coming from it. And you see a sign on the top just above the door that says The Solemn Vow Saloon.
Oh, shit.
Hey guys, the Solemn Vow is here. I think we should.
That's where most of our adventures started, right?
I think
At
we
least
should go
drink
see if there's
it.
like
Drink.
a quest or something.
drink.
Yeah, I would
Drink.
love a drink.
Drink.
I would love
Drink.
a drink.
Drink.
Drinks would be good, but maybe we should find out. Maybe Bennett's there.
Yeah, and he can get us the
I mean,
fuck
he's
out
gonna
of here.
Yeah.
fucking know what's going on.
Okay.
Great.
Maybe we can find someone in charge, like a sheriff or something.
You guys make your way, stepping over the broken glass and out of this strange facade of what Bennett's house used to be, stepping into the main thoroughfare. Some sort of automated steampunk mechanical vehicles moving past you, some more simple wooden carts drawn by giant 3-horned rams moving through about you as well. There's a strangeness to this space, but a familiar sense as well. So you make your way through the main thoroughfare. yellow sky, and this feels like the Forgotten Lands, Silent P and all. And moving your way through the main thoroughfare, you get a little bit closer to the solemn bow where the commotion gets louder. You see drinks being slung, people, selling papers and shoe shines and all of these strange things. But instead of the usual customers, you see some that are more traditionally humanoid. You see some that are fully cybernetic. You see some that are lizard folk and feline folk. Just this immense smattering of fantastical humanoid and cybernetic creatures. As you step foot into the Solemn Bow Saloon, a somewhat familiar voice. You're used to hearing it sound like Bennett, but now it sounds like a completely different person, but one that feels familiar to you. An old barkeep behind the ebony bar named Kerrigan says, "About time y'all showed up. Come on, I got drinks for you."
You're expecting us?
Kerrigan.
Of course. Y'all would come here all the time. Get your missions and whatnot, and then you'd leave and wouldn't know if you'd come back, but, you're back, so I got drinks for you. Get the fuck over here.
Cool.
I'm gonna just saddle up and then with my big bear paw just like grab a mug.
All right.
Start throwing them back.
You might need two. Give me just a second. And he goes and kind of pours some
Sure,
mysterious
fucking bear,
ale for
dude.
you
I'm
again.
gonna double paw
Dude.
this.
Surprised you
You
recognize
could drink
this.
so much. Yeah.
Not a
Is
bear
that a known
tummy.
thing about bears? I didn't.
No, but like
It's like a
he
body
weighs
mass
so
thing.
much more now.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
He eyes all you. I mean, there's wearing some different stuff, I guess, but all right, I don't forget faces. Well, yeah, for the most part, I can still tell it's you in there somewhere. You do look different. He's looking at you.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't exactly choose it, but yeah.
He's got a
I'm
dent in his fucking face.
I do. It's a little notch for. I shouldn't in the bar. Sorry,
I
Kerrigan.
keep
Sorry,
that
Kerrigan.
to yourself, but
Oh, I meant because I slapped you, but yeah, that's
Oh
that's
yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah.
Now
Your
we're
jaw's like
figuring,
a little bit off, like just the tiniest. Like you built like a little metal model, and it's just like a little bit off kilter. Well, anyways, it's good to have some familiars back. It's been a strange sort of season around here.
Kerrigan,
Tell us about it.
It's gonna be a wacky fucking question. I'm not entirely sure how to ask this. Have you had recently, or whenever, any other patrons like ourselves revisiting you in this fashion
Like in
for
a
the
fancy
first
suit?
time? Yeah. Or in a fancy white suit.
Can't say that I have, but yeah, somehow I knew to expect you. Actually, another one of the barmaids found this, and now that I think of it, I think this belongs to you. And he produces this letter on crisp white stationery and a golden embossment, one that looks familiar to you, and hands it over. I didn't take a peek or nothing, but it seems like I don't know, it didn't really belong to anybody else. You're the most unique faces we've seen around here in a while, so figured maybe it's for y'all.
Sure.
Anyway, I'll give you some space, but
Things from
I'll be
Bennett?
here if you need
It's
something.
gotta be. It's got this stupid soybean on it.
Yeah. No.
Kerrigan turns around,
Rich boy paper.
polishes some glasses. What you want? And then like going over and like
Yeah.
getting other drinks and stuff. He moves about his business and gives you guys some space.
Plug glove.
Sure. What's this?
It says, you open it up,
Yep.
and it says, at any time, players can call a vote. Every player must either say, the game continues, or the game is over. The vote must be unanimous. You turn the card over, and in stark black ink in comparison to the gold embossment, dead players do not get a vote.
Oh, fuck, guys. Dead players, not dead characters.
We also, I mean, I got lucky in that last one. You know, not to be hit. Like we just started here. We don't have anything holding us here, right? We can just. I mean, come on.
I mean, don't you want to see what happens? The rich boy spent a lot of money, obviously, creating this simulation.
The pain is real, though. Mal just knocked half my face off.
Maybe you're just weak.
You want to try it?
Just go, little man.
Okay, I'll fucking slap
Roll
you
a strength pool and -1 disadvantage.
No, I'm going to use one of my advantages.
To cancel it out?
Yeah.
Go for it. Hell yeah. So, okay, go.
That's 3 successes.
Remove 2 guard.
I don't have guard.
Then remove 2, then you take 2 wounds to your health.
I don't know where my health is, man.
Your health, it's under your 6 stats. It's equal, what's your constitution?
Oh, so I'm taking 2 health?
Yeah.
I only have 2 health.
You knock Ronnie the fuck out. You've just laid out a 12-foot bear flat on the ground, and they are completely incapacitated. Vane did, thank you. Notes taken. Ronnie, or Darmeen, lays unresponsive on the ground, a trickle of blood out of the corner of their mouth.
I swear to God, I barely hit him.
Would you stop
barely hit him. I barely
fucking hitting people?
I didn't take anything for healing. I didn't think we'd need it. What the fuck are we supposed to do?
I fucking, hey, are you, hey, do you think he's sad that I just laid him the fuck out?
Probably.
Yeah?
I'm sad.
Yeah? Okay. I'm going to try and use emotion draining.
Okay.
On Darmeen.
Okay, can you read what that says?
So, emotion draining, you learn to channel your arcane weapon's hunger to siphon their sacred emotion from a target character. The GM ascertains how strong an emotion the target was feeling. If it's 0, this ability has no effect. Otherwise, this is the maximum level of emotion that can be siphoned. If the target is willing, the emotion knight gains that level of emotion and the target loses it. The character can resist with charisma roll difficulty 0. And the reason I'm doing it is because I have a stance that says when emotion draining, you can also heal a wound from your target for each level of emotion drain.
Okay. Yeah, that would normally heal you, but we can flip it in this instance.
Oh.
That's okay. No, that's okay. I like where your head is
at.
at.
It says heal a wound from your target.
From your target for you.
For each level of emotion drain.
Right, so when you're draining the emotion and their life force from them to you. But I like this. We can swap this because it's a moment of. It's a moment of regret.
Okay.
That's okay. In this moment, I think this is cool.
Okay.
How sad do you think? How much grief do you think Ronnie was feeling in this moment before challenging Mal?
Honestly, I don't think Ronnie was feeling much grief at all.
Okay.
Then I can't fucking help you.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't feeling grief.
So you sort of focus your intent on wanting to take that emotional pain away after laying down such physical pain on top of them, and it doesn't work, and you just hear the sword from behind you go, "What happened?" Your emotional level is 3 now.
Oh man. I don't know.
Eventually, Kerrigan hears the sound of this massive creature hitting the floor. Just goes, shit, come on, no bar fighting. Give me
I was just
There's more of a bar point being made. But
yeah, I don't give a shit. Give me a second. And runs back and just gets a weird rag that was soaked in something that you didn't see and just kind of puts it against your snout and you kind of rouse awake.
My nose is twitching. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, note to self,
go ahead and put yourself
punch
back at 1 health.
I think Mal shouldn't be punching anybody.
They literally told me to.
I know.
He literally told me to do it.
It was 2.
Oh,
yeah, you're right.
Did it get depleted during that fight?
My guard didn't get depleted during
the
fight.
Because
my guard was 2, my health was 3. You told me to take it from my guard, and then I realized I had a guard that was 2. So,
I see. That's okay.
Yeah,
Moments passed, now we know. This is all a tutorial. Great. So Kerrigan comes out and rouses Ronnie up, and they're able to sort of shamble back up slowly to their feet, feeling a little bit worse for wear.
Did that hurt?
Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Yeah, but am I wrong now? The pain here is real, which makes me feel like the death scrawled on the back of this card is also real, which means we should get the fuck out of here.
I would be inclined to agree in this moment. Yes.
As you are sort of coming to terms with this discussion, a figure steps into the solemn vow behind all of you and says, pardon me, excuse me.
Yeah.
You turn around and you see a gentleman, about 6 feet tall, flat. He's got kind of dusty blonde hair swept by the desert winds, tan probably from all this moving around. And you see he's a little bit older, about 50, a worn leather duster, kind of keeping him from getting sort of sandblasted by the elements. But one sleeve from the duster is missing, and from that ripped sleeve, you see this pretty sick-looking cybernetic arm. Gibbs would notice, with your sort of superior vision and your AI, first of all, you see fair gold on this guy. You also see a slot on this guy. It's safe to assume that this is another Neo. Someone, kind of like you. Sorry for the intrusion. Name's Lucas. Lucas Wax. You all seem pretty... He looks at you, capable. And I think maybe you can help me with something. If you're willing, of course.
What do you need?
As the name suggests, I am a merchant of sorts. I deal in candles. I'm sort of trying to move my wares and wanted to try to get out of this space. Moved on down the path just a few miles to an outpost, maybe set up shop for a little bit. I've got all the trappings to keep my stuff safe. It's hard to keep candles together in this kind of weather, but somehow we manage it. But I've heard some bad things about stuff popping up on the road, and I could sure use some folks like yourself to accompany me, if that's all right.
You're just transporting candles.
Well, I'd like to be alive to sell them and make the money that associates with them and not lose my product and my life. Just a personal preference, that's all.
Side caucus.
Oh, this guy, what if he's like shady?
Sure.
I immediately, as you say that, I'm like, oh, right. And I take a coin, shove it into my thing, and I activate the alert on Cody 2.
So is that an upgrade that you already had? Like, because you had Gold Tracker. So you had
Gold Hunter was on.
So alert is another feature of the pet that you don't have.
Right.
Okay, so I
can ape it, right? That's the thing.
You can yes. Yes. So I guess yes. Oh, that's true. I'm sorry. The pet is still active. It's activated for the entire day. Mm-hmm. So you would be overcharging him with one extra fair gold. Yes, you may do so.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Great. Yeah. So I'm temporarily going to put on alert. So now Cody 2.0 is like hyper aware of anything going on around us, and will alert us if there's like any sort of ambush or like ill intent. Like
a sentry, as Cody 2 walks, its head just moves in a solid 360 the entire time. constant sentry as it moves.
I got Cody 2.0 on the word, but he seems fine. I mean,
he's just traveling alone.
He's just a dude.
Just approached us out of nowhere. It's
kind of look at us.
No, but still.
Do you think if you needed extra muscle, why wouldn't you go to like a bear and like a sword boy?
I don't know. I guess.
What else are you supposed to blame him? Came up to talk to you?
Thing we need to do?
No.
I mean, maybe that's the way out, right? We can vote, or we can at least see through what Bennett built for us. I don't want to, shit on his parade or nothing, but I'm honest.
Well,
I'm scared.
To be fair, he kind of just dropped us into this world without us having any idea how real all the consequences were going to be.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think we owe him anything.
At any moment, we could just say we're done. So maybe we should just help the fake dude sell his fake candles.
I don't need help selling them. I just got to get to the spot where I want to sell them, then y'all can go about your business.
We weren't talking to you.
Go over there and put your fingers in your ears.
Sorry.
It's a small world or something.
Sorry.
I was eavesdropping. No, that's fair. I'll go. He leaves the tavern to keep an eye on his wares.
Sure hope he doesn't get killed outside and lose us a job.
I mean, because
listen, if you're all
real,
into
we
it,
can bounce,
that's
right?
fine.
Yeah.
If we don't like it, we
can
can
just leave.
Yeah.
Should we have like a word that's like, okay, we're bailing?
A secret word. Sarsaparilla.
All right.
That's not so secret.
Why? What?
Maybe I want a drink.
Pflugerville.
Okay. Yeah.
That works.
Pflugerville.
Okay.
That's
the
what if
tap-out word.
Okay, wait, stop. But what if we want to talk about Pflugerville?
Why would
Should we have a secret
I don't think
word
we
for
should be letting.
Pflugerville?
I don't think we should be letting too much information about where we come from slip here. We just don't know about.
Okay.
There. I don't think so, but it's a theoretical possibility.
What kind of cookies?
We don't know. No, listen. I mean,
What if we use a phrase?
whatever I do in my free
What if we
time,
just
I
say,
wouldn't-
go
what kinds
fly
did you
a
bring?
kite?
You could just say
Oh
the
yeah, we
flavor.
could say the flavor of
Yeah.
cookie. What kind?
They were just sugar cookies.
Sugar cookie.
Sugar cookie?
Sugar cookie. We'll say sugar cookie.
Okay.
Sugar cookie.
That's not
Okay.
gonna
Okay,
come up.
fine. Go
Sugar,
with
sugar
Sugar
cookie.
cookie.
Sugar cookie. That wasn't me saying it. I was just practicing.
Right.
No, it's
yeah.
good
Sugar
practice.
cookie.
Sugar cookie after this moment.
Everybody say it once.
This is your one practice.
Turn around and spit over your
Yeah.
shoulder.
Make sure you can do it.
1, 2, 3.
Sugar cookie.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And we all have to unanimously still decide it, though, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
going to be the call to
Okay.
make the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
fine.
call to a vote. Call to a vote.
In the wake of this conversation, you all say sugar cookie together, and within this sort of moment of lightness, you notice a couple heads in the bar kind of turn towards you, give you kind of a.
Well, you don't like fucking cookies?
I spit.
You hate cookies?
like on the bar. Is
We've had a rough day.
Cody 2.0 like any alerts going off for him with that?
No, I mean he's just looking around the space, but just some kind of disheveled gentleman in the corner just goes, "Crack a smile and get your skull cracked too."
Oh, right. That means you're fucking funny.
I'm not funny.
And he kind of shifts. He like shifts towards you, and then goes back to who he's talking to, and takes a big swig and leaves you alone.
No.
This is gonna be hard because we're all so fucking funny.
Yeah.
This is my hell.
Okay, let's just. Okay, no more jokes. Okay, let's go.
Okay, we're not
Let's go
fucking
find this.
joking.
What? Did he even?
We're sending jokes out of the
Did
room.
he say his name?
Lucas Wax?
Okay, let's go find Lucas Wax.
He was
and
born to
sell
make
his
candles.
candles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe he changes like after to like promote his business.
Isn't that usually the other way around? Your surname is your business.
What?
Like I'd be Joe Thatcher
yeah,
if I
like
made roofs.
Miller's
Yeah.
working
James
mills.
Taylor is
Right.
a tailor.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
this is
and,
fairly
like-
straightforward. You'd be Chandler probably,
Anderson.
Yeah.
Anders the son.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Hey,
Let's
Lucas,
go.
we just figured out what surnames
You
are.
guys make your way out of the tavern. You guys sort of make your way out of the tavern. You see Lucas sort of standing somewhat impatiently, kind of tapping his foot in front of this huge sort of like metal framed vehicle. It looks almost kind of like a big open bed truck, but it's just all like metal framed, metal bottom. It's kind of it's like porous. It's really open concept, but it's seemingly all of its mechanics are cloaked somehow. You see Lucas pop the two fair gold that you spotted on him, and you see this illusion underneath the bed frame of the truck flicker, and you see this like cacophony of engine pieces and wires and cables and stuff. You see this illusion flicker and then reestablish, and you can see right through it. You glean that his powers as a Neo come a little bit more from cloaking and illusion and that sort of thing. And he's using them. He's sort of outfitted this truck and uses them more on this vehicle than himself. And in the bed, you can see through the open frame these like wooden crates with the tops of candle jars, assumedly, within them. And then he throws this sort of big dusty tarp over the top of them to keep them shaded from the weather, and turns around and says, so what'll it be?
Yeah, okay, we'll tag along.
We'll escort you.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you. But don't like halfway through, you're like, oh, here's my secret scary monster that also lives in my truck that I
No.
was just gonna ambush you guys with.
No, nothing of the sort. Why would I do that?
I'm just saying.
No, absolutely not. I promise. I need to get to this outpost. It's a few miles away, but it's pretty open road from that point forward. And if you wander too far off the path in the Forgotten Lands, you don't really find it again. So having strength in numbers is sort of helpful in this place. Also, I don't know what you've heard around here, but I think the Smilers are coming back.
What?
The Smilers. Cultists of the Grinning God Mori.
Oh.
Do they look
man.
like
Not the
spooky
Smilers.
exoskeleton dudes, or is that different?
They look like these ragged, awful, calling them humans is kind. They're terrifying. They have these awful stitched, sliced grins on their face. They're scarred as part of the ritual to join this organization, and they leave the bodies of the people they ambush smiling forever.
Gross.
Okay.
It makes me sick. I don't want to talk about
we
it.
won't let him get you.
Bennett, if you're listening, this is fucked, dude.
Darmin's just sitting down and now just has his paws and like, tell me more.
Let's get on the road. I'll tell you all about it. And so kind of hitches up the rest of his wagon or his truck. It's got its own motor, so there's no animal drawing it. He sort of hops in the driver's seat. There is a passenger seat to fit a normal-sized humanoid, and then there is more room in the back of the truck for the rest of you to ride along, so you can situate yourself however you see fit. How would you want to?
Little buddy sit in the front?
Yeah, I think we'll be on the front. I'll put two
Oh
up
yeah,
top.
so you can.
Perfect. Yeah, great. You
Yeah.
got a little
your
like
special
ring
eyes.
camera up top, just keeping a lookout.
I want to lock in my rifle eye and then have the green one like scanning.
Sure. Yeah,
You're ready
absolutely.
to fucking go.
Yeah.
I'm
Get the
just
drop on
walking
some folks
along
for sure.
the side.
Awesome. Love that. All right. So you guys sort of saddle up in this makeshift, strange truck with this relative stranger, but you, like true adventurers, like you used to do, you find your way into helping out the less fortunate and are well on your way towards pursuing your first quest in this new world. As the proverbial camera that is following all of you kind of pulls out and away, the land that stretches ahead of you is impossibly vast. It is enormous and sprawling. Sand and dunes and dried vegetation, these strange pockets of, sand so dense and swirling it turns almost to mist. These pockets of space where all manner of creatures tend to dwell. And as we move farther and farther away, we see as this land stretches almost impossibly, it reaches its end in a very concrete sort of way, far, 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 far beyond where you are traveling, hundreds of miles perhaps. You see suddenly the desert on one edge turns into sort of a grassier space, and the topography changes, but there's a very harsh line. And off another side, the sands turn like black and turns more into dirt. And these charred, blackened trees create this dark forest stretching in another direction. As we zoom out further, the Forgotten Lands, or this sector of it anyway, is just one side of a 20-sided planet. Bennett is the master of this one, could potentially be the master of others. You'll have to find him to understand just how far his domain goes. In the meantime, I'm going to come around and collect all of your class dice for just a moment. Okay. Thank you. These from you. All right. So, our class dice have been collected, and we leave the world of Die for this moment. Thank you all for playing. The ritual is over. Whoa. And that's our first episode of Tuesday. And we will find out what sort of misadventures our gang gets up to with Lucas Wax and the cultist on the fringes of town, and where the fuck did Bennett go? All will be revealed in time. But until then, Thank you all so much for joining us, for contributing so heartily to our game and making giving me people that I could make a story out of. I appreciate it a lot. But truly, thank you all for your participation. Thank you all for your participation and willingness to sort of go along with this story. I think we're going to stick around. We're going to close out and then do a little post-mortem, our talk back after show, available only to our Patreon subscribers. So you can look forward to that. I will throw it to you, Danny, to sort of close us out.
Yeah, and speaking of that, if you find the die thread in our Discord, discord.rollforhotness.com, you can ask any questions for us, the players, or for Nick, the GM, anything about the show or whatever, and we'll answer those in that same talkback. As always, if anything you saw tonight was worth at least $1, please consider joining our Patreon. It'll also give you access to our talkback shows, as well as some other behind-the-scenes content. We started doing some exclusive content recently. We've been doing one-shots that we've been breaking up into episodes, which has been lovely. And we're going to continue to make stuff for you guys over there as well. And as always, we're going to pay that love pay that love forward with a raid. Who are we going to raid? Jermeeth!
Ooh!
We know Jermeeth.
Hi, Jermeeth! Have fun with all of our friends. Treat them well. They're very nice people.
Yeah.
Oh, look. Cody's a Patreon.
I think that's Bane Dead, isn't it?
He's always watching.
Rip.
All right. I think that'll do it for us here. Oh, hey, look, I'm a Patreon subscriber now too. It's cool to be a Patreon subscriber. You guys should do it. I'm very grateful that I did. All right. Until we die another day. This has been Tuesday, an episode that I am lovingly calling "It All Falls Down."
Nice.
What adventures await us next time? We will see. But until then, thank you all for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.